Hello. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? A few people are here early by the looks of things. Watching from Albuquerque. Craig is watching from sunny York. Hello and welcome to the reaction live stream, is what we're going to call it for now. I don't know what to call this. Is it a live stream? Is it a reaction? Is it a reaction live stream? Who knows? How are you doing, Andre?
I'm good, yeah. I'm really excited for this. How are you?
Good, good. I'm pretty pumped. I'm also super nervous. Last time we did a live stream, I had dropouts throughout
Oh,
the middle of the
really?
stream. Yeah, exactly. So
Oh,
this time round, I've sort of tried to design the stream a little bit better, and everything should be
okay.
more rigid. We're going through a third party, so yeah, it should be good.
Cool.
We're
We're
also
seeing people, we're seeing people coming in from loads of places actually
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we've got LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're going through all the platforms. So if you drop a comment from any of those platforms, it comes over here to the live stream and you can see us
Yeah.
live on here. So yeah, so many people from America, obviously. Denver, Boston, Omaha, New Hampshire, Ireland.
Ireland.
Amazing, amazing. It's actually interesting. The LinkedIn crews are turning out pretty strong here. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
LinkedIn has become a social platform, hasn't it? It used to be a professional platform, but now people just post everyday updates on there, don't they?
I think LinkedIn is one of the social media I check the most every day. I don't know why, because it used to be for like, oh, let me find a new job, but actually it's more than that now, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's
Cool.
pretty
We're getting
fun.
lots of people coming in. Nice.
But yeah, we're here for the Tableau Conference live stream. We're specifically here for the keynote. We're not going to stick around all day. That would be a pretty tough call. There's tons of sessions to watch as well, and Andre's and mine's pick probably won't be what you're looking to watch. But the keynote is something that everyone I know will love to see. There's something a little bit different this year, which is the keynote and devs on stage are in one session, right?
Yes, exactly. Can we have some special effects? There's someone from the Netherlands coming in here. Yay!
If you're here for the effects, sound effects, and special effects, we've got some lined up, so don't worry. We're going to be using them throughout the whole entire keynote. The keyword for the bingo game today is going to be the cloud. So every time anyone mentions the
Yes.
cloud, you'll hear this sound.
The
So
sound of the cloud.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's what we'll be doing throughout the day. But nonetheless, yeah, this is going to be an interesting keynote because it's devs on stage and the keynote. So we've got a bit about the product vision from Tableau, where they're looking to sort of head in the future. But then also we're going to hopefully see some of the features that that have only really been cooking for the last 6 months because the last conference wasn't that long ago because conference moved forward this year, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I think we'll see. Hopefully today we see a lot more around the product because we have seen in the past that more and more is like very much marketing focused for like the C-suite. But
Hmm.
actually, I think now with Dreamforce coming up in September, we'll probably see a lot more of that content at Dreamforce. And then today and tomorrow there will be a huge focus on the product itself.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that you did the keynote, the Tableau keynote at Trailblazer DX, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like 2 weeks ago was
Yeah,
in San Francisco, and that was specifically focused on developers. So we
yeah,
see a little bit of a branching off, like the developers, the data devs, they moved to Trailblazer with
right.
all the other tools like MuleSoft and Slack and Salesforce, and then this is very much focused on the core product.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Just to show you sort of what's going on in the live stream itself. This is the sort of live event. It looks like a Salesforce keynote, doesn't it? It's got a slightly different layout, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we see a little bit of it's a mix between Salesforce and Tableau. So Tableau traditionally their setup is like having a stage and all the audience in front of it, whilst with Salesforce you are really in the audience. So with Trailblazer, what we had to do was there's this arena, and in the middle there's a platform on which you present. And
Hmm.
I was a co-host, so if we wanted to, we could have walked off stage and walked through the audience, etc. So it's a different approach to doing. Um, uh, Conferences. Oh, yeah, Craig says so. Salesforce. Yeah, I agree. It's very much Salesforce, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's. I think this will be an interesting for people who are there in person. Obviously, this year is one of the. It's probably the strangest year for conference because there's a bigger virtual contingent, I think, than there's ever been. Whilst there's an actual in-person conference. Previously, Tableau conference used to be only in person, and in essence, there wasn't really any virtual coverage other than maybe the keynote going out live. But now we've got sort of a hybrid setup. I think there'll be an interesting sort of shift this year as well from people who are there
Yeah.
in person, but also watching it virtually.
The good thing is that we're finally back in person, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I think a lot of people in the community have joined in the last few years, but what you don't realize is that means a lot of people have joined in a time where there's never been a conference. So it's super, super important to actually have an in-person setup that people can actually connect with community members, see what the community is actually about, but also just get a feel for what the community actually is, how they can get involved, how they can take part, who the innovative people are, but also meet the Tableau devs in person, the Tableau product managers in person, talk about features, and really get those through the door.
Yeah, exactly. What we now see on the screen is all the ambassadors are popping up with their little headset. Yeah,
Just in
as you
time
can
for
see.
myself.
Yeah, for yourself. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So he makes Tableau.
This guy's a dev, right? Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you have any questions, he will know how to make it.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh, Naravi.
Such good timing. Such good timing. Let's
What socks is he wearing
What
there? Is
socks
that
is he
like
wearing? Exactly. I've muted the
wow?
audio because we're going to be talking over this. So I'll put the audio back on during the conference. So if for the record, if you want to hear what's going on in the live stream over what we're saying, this is probably not the best place for that. We'll obviously try and time what we say when we say it, but the main audio is going to be coming from us with a bit of the background. But we'll start that once the live stream kicks off.
Yeah, we'll tweak the sound, right?
Yeah,
So we
exactly,
can always
exactly,
hear a little
exactly.
bit. Yeah, yeah.
It's deliberately muted at the moment, so once we get going, we'll tweak it, and let me know if the sound or the levels aren't right. We'll be able to tweak that perfectly fine. So yeah, what was announced at the last keynote? Just before we go into the keynote itself, let's just sort of touch base on what was announced last time. Andre's made some pretty decent notes for me today. I had no
Yeah.
notes prepared, and Andre, an hour before, was like, "Okay, I've made some notes for the session." So, Andre, I think I'll let you sort of just do a roundup of what was announced last year.
Yeah, exactly. So quite a few of the things from last year have actually been implemented in the product already, so that's good. Sometimes we see things being mentioned in like devs on stage in the keynote, and it takes like 2 years to implement, or
Yeah.
sometimes they're being squashed, so we don't even see them. But yeah, mainly things around collaboration. We've seen Ask Data and Slack integration. We've seen Explain Data in Slack, although I've not seen that one actually there. But Einstein Discovery in Slack is also something that's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see probably more integrations with MuleSoft, Slack, Salesforce, but hopefully also with the wider kind of technology ecosystem.
Yeah.
We saw something around business science, which is something that Tableau is really pushing around kind of machine learning, artificial intelligence, but then actually make that accessible for everyone.
Yeah.
One of the cool things that we saw last year is things around Tableau Public, again, being very central in the keynote. So there's now like a hire me button in Tableau Public.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see some more stuff around Tableau Public so that it doesn't... Tableau Public always has been like this playground, right, for Tableau to kind of innovate and test new features, and then they deploy them further. So hopefully Salesforce hasn't forgotten about Tableau Public.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, we have seen some really cool features around embedded analytics. So embedded analytics is now the whole API has been rewritten. They're implementing new features throughout. So embedded analytics is all about putting analytics to where users are.
Yeah.
So we've seen connected applications, new APIs. So let's hope we see a little bit more of that today as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's so much there, isn't it? And it's what is interesting to sort of see is that I feel like this conference might be the conference where we see a little bit more deeper integration with Salesforce, obviously coming through in the year ahead. But at the same time, maybe a more Salesforce centric sort of philosophy to how Tableau delivers products, rather than maybe the more traditional on premise approach that Tableau's sort of been used to for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things that I had in the notes here as well is the huge focus on the Tableau economy,
Yeah.
which we'll see some announcements around today as well. The Tableau Exchange, which is kind of, if you're familiar with Salesforce App Exchange, that's for Tableau,
Yeah.
where you can get what they call accelerators, extensions, and connectors.
Mhm.
Which Tableau partners basically kind of upload and share with users. I'm just checking the comments. We have people from all over the world. This is really cool.
Everyone, Jakarta, South Africa. Sorry, I'm playing around with the size of the stream. Jakarta, South Africa,
I saw
India,
Syria earlier as well.
Syria
So
as
that's
well.
really cool.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Mhm.
On a boat in Solent, according to Sam, a colleague of ours. Austin, Texas, Netherlands, Germany, Chicago, the UK, Ireland. Lots of locations around America: Hampshire, Omaha, Boston, Denver, Canada. Canada's not in America. That's a bad joke to make.
That's not in America.
California
We got
again.
Rodrigo
Syria,
as well.
yes.
Yeah,
Here we go. Yeah, we have Malno from Syria here. So let me get this positioning right. The stream comment from Malno there. So
really cool.
another one from Albuquerque as well. Another location in America. So yeah, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's just switch over to the stream very briefly, see what's going on here. I'm going to use this opportunity to check the audio for the stream is actually set up nicely. So let's turn this up.
I mean, I think I tell the story so much because I believe in it, and I've been here for 7.5
Right, so
years.
they've got their own interview here as well, which is kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
So this is he works in sales in somewhere in the US, but he's been with Tableau for he just said over 7 years. So he is, I guess, super excited to be in person again.
Yeah, exactly. Out of interest for everyone on the stream, how is the audio? Have I got the balance right? I can sort of turn it up, the audio of the stream up if you want, not our stream, but the actual event stream. I'm asking you this, and I know there's going to be about a 30-second lag before I get a response as well. So
I think you need to up the volume a little bit of the
yeah,
keynotes because
yeah,
I
okay.
think I can see the same as what they see.
Okay, cool. So let's do this.
That excitement never ever changes.
Yeah.
So
There you
let's
go.
do a tactical question.
Wow, Biggie Small is playing in the background. I'm going to get a copyright strike.
My favorite event at
Yeah.
DC, and it's hard to
I might need to turn that down before I get closed down on Twitch or something.
Biggie will not like it.
Yeah. So cool. The feed isn't loud enough.
Okay, cool.
I totally appreciate that. I've turned it down because they're playing copyrighted music in the background, and I don't want the stream to get killed. So I will turn it up once the keynote gets going. But I think I've set the levels correctly. I sort of saw the dials on my side, so we should be good. Craig is saying more.
Yeah, we can move up the actual volume.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the list of people that are gonna talk at the keynote, and there are quite a lot of people coming on stage. So I think this is going to be quite exciting. Lots of product managers.
Yeah.
So that means that there's a lot to announce.
Yeah, exactly.
We see also some customers, I think, that are going to talk. Someone from Feeding America. So I think that's around the Tableau for Good or Data for Good. What's the name? So that's going to be exciting. Ravi is tuning in from the keynote.
That's a bit of a meta. Ravi, if I send you an eCam link, can you join from the keynote as we live stream the keynote? If Ravi did that, it would make it full circle, but I doubt the internet would survive. Craig, appropriately asking, who are you? I assume that's to Ravi.
So Ravi was on this stream last year with Tim.
Yeah.
And this year he's live in Vegas. We saw him earlier with he was the dude with the weird socks.
Exactly. The shorts.
And the shorts, yes. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Vegas has such a weird climate, right? Especially with conferences. People are wearing shorts, but then also like hoodies. And if you go outside, it's 40 degrees.
Exactly. You go outside, it's 40 degrees. You go inside, the aircon's on too high. So you actually genuinely need a hoodie to kind of survive in some of the rooms there. So yeah. Um, for anyone asking us to turn up the volume, we will turn it up once the keynote starts because they're playing copyrighted music in the actual event room, and I don't want to get in trouble from YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter.
So they're talking now about Iron Viz really quickly. They introduced the people who are going to do Iron Viz. So we're going to look at that tomorrow as well.
Yeah. That's going to be good fun.
We have she was on the stream. She's on our stream as well. Welcome.
Amazing. I love that. I love it when you see yourself in the actual stream. Nisa, hello. How are you doing? Absolutely great to have you. So many colleagues as well. So many people I've worked with as well. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I'll turn this up now. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. I said 40 degrees. I meant Celsius.
Celsius.
Very, very good for correcting us. We have a global audience here. Sorry about that.
Good stuff. So let's turn this up a little bit. Let's get this.
Times, Katie. That has to be like some kind of record of some kind. Can you tell us a bit about why you come every single time?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously there's a great opportunity for connecting with the community, but also just networking and
5
figuring
minutes.
out how
Countdown.
other people are utilizing Tableau every day. I'm always learning something new and kind of meeting.
So I know the excitement and the nerves that are going on in the keynote speakers now.
Yeah, talk a bit about that because you were behind the scenes with the Tableau team. So what's going on behind the stage?
Well, about like half an hour ago, they should have done all the makeup and everything, which is so weird, especially if, like, I never wear makeup, but yeah, and then everyone's kind of still in the like real focus and rehearsing the lines.
Yeah.
It's a cool moment before because you've actually been like, when I was there, I prepared it for weeks, and then it's like half an hour to go.
Yeah.
And then I think if Francois is there, they'll do some kind of huddle where everyone's like countdown and shouts data at 3. So 1, 2, 3, data. So that's really cool. Yeah. Oh, we have more people coming in from Ohio as well.
Ohio, yeah. We had a few more from Ghana as well. A few people joining from Ghana. Skelko from, I think Skelko, Sicello. How do you say your name? If you're still on stream, please let me know how to pronounce your name phonetically in the chat. I really appreciate it. I hate getting names wrong, especially as an African whose name gets completely maligned every single time. I hate to be the one who's doing it. So let me know how to say your name properly. So Washington, D.C. Amazing. Rodrigo, another familiar face from the Tableau community.
There's also, for the virtual audience, of course, we don't want you to leave these streams, but there's also some Slack channels. So there's some integrations with Slack. I see loads of people posting cat pictures over there. So that's a fun one to be in.
It's really cool. It's really cool. I think I'm trying to see can you see the little crowd sort of over here, right? Like where my mouse is, just over here, right? That's that's like a group of very familiar faces. I think this is Luke. You can recognize Luke Stanky from like just his sort of frame. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Yeah, Luke was with us in San Francisco 2 weeks ago, and he is like, he doesn't like swag, so every time they give him a t-shirt or a hoodie or something, he's like, no, I'm not gonna wear it.
Oh god, I've muted the audio for a little while as we get started. I think you can do feedback. There's also a Remo group, actually, if you want to sort of just be in a room with people virtually. There's a Remo that's Tableau set up that you can join for the keynote. Of course, we don't want you to leave, but also for the whole entire conference. So that's a really cool place to go hang out beyond this live stream and any other sort of watch parties you might be taking part in. So what's
the main thing you're interested in and excited for this keynote?
You know, for me, earlier on before the stream, we ran a little sort of poll, and we asked a few people what they wanted to see from conference. In fact, let me get this up on screen. So
Yeah.
here we go. Let's mute that, and if I just go to my primary display, you can just see this here. So we asked, look, what do people want from the keynote? We haven't had as many responses. So if you want to go in and add a response, by all means, go ahead and do so, strawpoll.live, and then use the code. And I sort of cooked this a little bit because I put the selfish things that I want in there, but you can of course add your own options as you enter the poll. And I think the low hanging fruit is the stuff that I really want to see. There's just so many features that Tableau haven't just picked off the ideas page for the last decade and just knocked them out of the park. And a few of those have sort of made it through recently. But I'd love to just see, for the next a year or two, let's just close off all those really annoying small things that we'd love to do with Tableau that I think feel easy, right? They feel like they should be possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I went through the ideas form just before we started, and I was like, maybe we should take off some of these. Like, if I sorted on like, someone says it's a nice pie chart. Yeah, it's quite cool.
I don't get to choose the chart.
It's maybe we should sell some Tableau to straw polls so they can do some embedded analytics. No. So I see things like 10 years ago, Jonathan Drummy talking about conditional formatting of measure names and measure values as being one of the ideas on the forum 10 years ago.
10 years
in technology. 10 years ago. That's such a long time ago.
Yeah, that's like multiple cycles of product managers, to the point where even if it started, it's probably not survived the different transitional teams of leadership and so on and so forth, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Let's switch back to the stream over here. So they're just getting ready. This looks like a more traditional setup now, I think.
Yeah, I think so. One thing that we haven't seen though is, which we will see, I think, is Astro.
Oh yeah, Astro, the character, right?
Astro, the data rockstar.
Are they called characters? I think Salesforce have a name for them, personas or something like that. But yeah, Astro.
I think they're called personas. Yes.
Yeah. I've refreshed the poll. We'll come back to it a little later on for those asking. So we are starting pretty soon anyway. So I'll stay focused on this view.
Yeah, more people in the Slack channel are asking if the keynote has started. It hasn't started. I think they are just making sure everything works.
More copyright music in the background. I am 100% going to get a strike at the end of it. Like, even if you just have like a slither of a song that sounds familiar, they're just so on it. So I think it's as long as you don't go over 20 seconds, that's like the fair use.
Oh, we got Francois on the stream as well. He's on LinkedIn.
That is very meta because he's supposed to be on stage as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Francois, if you're in the keynote and on our live stream, you've got some superpowers. So yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Iron Viz build up in the background here.
The bragging rights this year, yeah. We have some scenes as well when they did it virtual, of course. Yeah. It's really good, like how they still try to do that virtual. Yeah, Francois is hanging out backstage.
Amazing. Super cool.
So if anyone has any feature or product requests, you need
now's
to send
your
them
time.
in now. Now's your time.
Could sneak them into the keynote the next minute or so. So Francois, I was looking forward to seeing the live stream. Keynote is going to rock. I absolutely agree. you can catch the live stream afterwards as well. It'll just be on immediately on YouTube for anyone who wants to sort of replay, watch anything. I'll try and do clips as well, because I appreciate watching the whole thing might take a while. So I'll probably cut them into shorter videos and make them more accessible. So I might spam the YouTube feed for a week or two, but we'll get
You
the
can drop
videos
them
out.
in as like YouTube shorts, maybe, like really quick ones, or is
Don't-
that not?
Don't get me
No?
started on editing YouTube shorts. That
Okay. That's too difficult.
I've literally started and tried to make shorts so many times. It's one of those things that I think I'm just not in that mind frame and sort of demographic that understands the format really, really well. And screen shared content is also not ideal for it. So
Yeah, true.
can kind of be a little bit difficult. But yeah.
Yeah.
There's someone asking me on Twitch if I just made the account. No, I didn't just make the account. It's I've just never streamed on it. I've actually had the account for a long time. But yeah, it probably looks like I've just made the account.
Cool.
I love
Francois is ready. Francois is ready to go on stage now, so I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna start very soon.
Amazing. I think I'll move this over here. I'm sort of slowly figuring out the best position for everything as we go. I'll put these on the left and the chat on the right. I do love the honest, like the brutal honesty of this comment though. Someone
Did
is
you
watching
just
on
make this
Twitch
account?
and just
Someone's looking at Remo and is disappointed.
Good.
For next year, what we need to do is introduce a hashtag, and then people can send in photos of where they are watching and how they are watching.
Exactly. To be, I think one of the things I did last year is I realized that people aren't all on YouTube, and I think this stream is proving that.
Yeah.
Most people have actually joined on LinkedIn. I wouldn't have said that before, but essentially meeting people where they are, I think, is a good thing. And Twitch is an underused platform. So I'm just using a service that's streaming to everything. We'll see what happens, and then yeah. Anyway, we're about to go to live stream, so let's
Cool.
let's.
We
dive
have
in.
about more than 60 people live with us at the moment.
Cool. We're just getting started. If you're wondering what the delay is, it's going to be considerable because I'm actually streaming to a service called Restream, and they're restreaming it to multiple platforms, so there'll be a bit of lag.
Yeah, to be honest, you'll probably see new features being announced about 20 seconds later, but before you can actually use those new features, it's gonna be like multiple days a week, so I wouldn't worry too much about not seeing everything live.
Here we go. Oh gosh. This is the band that did all the funny videos last time, right?
The funny videos? Did you call them funny? Eurovision for next year here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Tableau Conference 2022, like hear the energy in the room! Come on! That is not bad energy, but I think you can all do better than that. Let me hear a cheer from the analysts.
We'll do one on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Let me hear it for our international data fam. Yes! That was good down the front. I like the cheers. All right, now how about the people who thought they just walked into a Cirque du Soleil show? Not many, that's good. You are here to rock for the Tableau Conference, right? Yes. Okay, I want to take a couple of minutes to show some appreciation for the people who make the data fam the best in the world. If you are one of these people, I want you to stand up and bask in a huge cheer from everybody.
Yeah, Spanish, can you?
Stand if you are a Tableau visionary.
Something in the background going on. Oh, do you have the? Did you have the thing on?
Stay standing, stay standing. These are the people that push our product to the very frontiers of existence. Now, stand up.
I don't have it on.
Tableau ambassador.
Yeah, because someone is live captioning this.
Thank you.
I think they've got the feed wrong. Is it just me, or is it on the main feed as well?
And finally,
Let me see the Slack channel. Yeah, anyone else getting Spanish voice over?
you love data. You in the back love
The
data.
Spanish is coming from the mainstream.
Yeah, the Spanish is coming from the... Yeah, props to the translator. It's very good for the translator to keep up with this.
So yeah, if you can see you can see my caption here on the left-hand side. It's set to English, so that shouldn't be coming through. But
Yeah, and the main Slack channel says the same.
yeah, cool.
Or Andy Cotgreave has all of a sudden studied Spanish, but I don't think so. Yeah, more people hearing Spanish.
This guy's got some swagger with his jacket. I love it. Love it. I think they fixed it now.
They are working on it now. Ryan Melling from Tableau says that they're working on it.
Cool, cool.
Ahora es el momento para divertirnos. Mis amigos aquí.
Mis amigos aquí. All my friends here.
Quiero que ustedes griten la palabra data. Ellos van a decir this y ustedes van a decir data. Vamos
I love it.
a practicar. Yo digo this y ustedes dicen. Ok, vamos a probar otra vez. This. This.
I think they're ready.
Ok, creo que están listos.
guys ready?
¿Están listos?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Data.
Ladies and
Damas y
gentlemen,
caballeros,
we are
estamos en
Welcome to
vivo.
Tableau
Bienvenidos
Conference
a la conferencia Tableau 2022.
Destination Data.
Yeah, a few people are complaining about.
Apologize to anyone who's watching us.
Tenemos un evento maravilloso planeado para ustedes.
Just take the opportunity to learn some Spanish.
Vamos
I can say.
a hacer que esto
No problem tags
salga de
and no pie
todas las
charts.
gráficas. Y bueno, no queremos gráficas de
So,
pie.
ladies
I
and
wonder if the
gentlemen,
Spanish has the
es
English
Es
track.
un
Let's see.
placer presentarles al único.
Yeah, they are working on it and they are removing it. I'm just checking the Slack channel.
Yeah, cool.
There is Mark Nelson.
Here we go.
Not liking this translation. No, you're not the only one.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, maravilloso.
Welcome
Maravilloso.
to Tableau Conference
Are you excited to be here?
emocionados de estar
It
aquí.
is amazing.
Es
We are
increíble.
here
Estamos
because
aquí
TC has
porque
always been
TC
the
siempre ha
biggest data
sido
event of the
el
year.
mejor
But
evento
this
de
year
datos
Oh
del
wow,
año. Pero
is
este
the
the
suggestions
año
they're
es
giving in the Slack
más
channel
la
is to
reunión
turn
más
on
grande de
captions
datos
and
del
turn the
año.
volume off.
Welcome home, Data Fam,
Bienvenidos a
because
casa.
it has been way too long.
Ha sido
And the
mucho
reconnections
tiempo
that have
y
already
las
happened
conexiones que
are
estamos
amazing. I walked around the
maravillosas.
conference
Caminé
center
por
for a
el
few
centro de
hours last
conferencias
night.
por unas
I
horas
got more
ayer en la
selfies
noche.
in
That's
4
really
hours than
difficult
I've
tuve más
had
selfies
in the last
en
4 years.
4
Let me
horas
check if
que
there's a
en los
YouTube
últimos 4
feed.
This is
Hold
what
on.
Tableau
Porque
Conference
No, there is
porque la
everywhere. This is
conferencia
everywhere.
Tableau
You won't see it anywhere else. This is
Oh,
this is
as
on all
in-
channels.
It's on
Yeah,
all, even the Tableau channel.
transmitido a través del
The
web
Tableau channel as well,
desde
yeah.
en vivo
Oh,
en
okay.
persona
Never mind.
en Las Vegas.
So let's get
Así
to
es
it.
que vamos
We
a
have an
empezar.
amazing
Tenemos
conference
una conferencia
ahead.
maravillosa por
This
delante.
morning,
Esta
we're going to
mañana
have 3
vamos a tener
amazing
3
customer stories showing the
historias
value
increíbles de
of
nuestros
data.
clientes que
And we're
demuestran el
going to
valor
end
de los
this morning
This
datos.
is really
Y
tricky,
vamos a
isn't
with
it?
terminar esta
fun
mañana
and
con
feature-filled
la
It's tough enough
Yeah,
listening.
the translation is hard is louder. Yeah.
los desarrolladores
It's tough
en el
enough listening to
escenario.
And this
us.
afternoon,
Y
we
esta
have
over
tarde
Spanish, over
tenemos
Mark.
a la
Author,
matemática y
Hannah Fry,
autora
who's gonna tell
Hannah
us about the
Fry,
difference
quien nos va a
between
hablar
being
acerca de la
data-driven
diferencia entre
and
estar
data
impulsado por los
informed.
datos y estar informado acerca de los datos.
Yes.
Sí.
Handout for Hannah
Click
Vamos a
Fry.
darle
watch
un
American
aplauso.
Sign
And
Language to
tomorrow,
fix
it is
the
the ultimate data
translator.
visualization
Alright,
let's
see.
showdown.
So click on the
Where
sign
only
language.
That does it, yeah.
And throughout the week, we have nearly
There we go.
100
Oh.
Boom.
breakout and
Genius, whoever that was.
training. Data Village is open. I hope to see you out there. We even have morning workouts. So if you want to join,
We had a
the
few
data
people
run
drop
group,
off, but
we're gonna be in the
apologies,
lobby
that was
at
out of
5:30
our
tomorrow morning. And big shout out to Andy
I will do
Realm.
this. We'll go one better, and we'll have the sign language visible and us
We
visible.
have
So
a
even
There we
better.
go, fully accessible here.
There you go.
None of which would be possible if it weren't for our amazing sponsors, especially our diamond sponsors.
Now I think it's
Interworks
coming out of my
and
right ear
Snowflake.
for some reason. They've mixed it only to one channel.
You made TC22 a reality. We're grateful for your support, and a big thank you to you. And a huge thank you to all of you, our Tableau community, rock stars, visionaries, ambassadors. You inspire everything we do. We are truly grateful for all of you. We're blown away by the difference you make with data. Let's take a look.
How's this? That's fantastic. You ready to get cracking? If I go too long, you guys have like an air horn or something? Let's go.
The Tableau community, Tableau community
Has been a life changer for me.
I mean, it really is kind of a rock and roll culture.
People are interested, friendly.
Supportive. Amazing.
They embrace you. Makes me feel happy.
The Tableau community is my second family.
I live in Lagos, Nigeria.
Belgium?
Yeah.
Bangkok.
I think
Colombia. I'm located
the American Sign Language channel comes in on the right speaker, on the right channel of the main feed. But it's fine.
Shout out to all the
It's fine, this is better than, otherwise there's 3 different voices, right? So
Yeah, yeah. The audio from the stream only comes from the
yeah, left speaker, I have the same, yeah.
That's what, yeah, everyone's saying that. I can't, that's not me, that's the,
secret sauce.
It almost felt a bit like
that's the actual stream itself.
and share.
Being a student ambassador gave me the ability to teach and empower other students.
It's really important for me to be a mentor. Taking time to help others grow.
I've continued to train.
Trying to see if I can force.
The whole Slack channel goes wild about the Spanish translator because they keep on missing that you need to go to the
ASL.
ASL.
Everyone to join.
Hopefully we get a few more people as a result.
Reach out to people.
Yeah.
And fun. Thank you for always being there, Data Fam. Future starts now. Go get it.
That was awesome. Good friends in data places. We love our data family so much. We see your passion for data, and it makes us hopeful. But we have a lot of work to do because we have a gap. We have a data gap. We know that 83% of CEOs
Tableau
want
trough
their
from Ravi.
organizations to be data-driven. And yet, only
Love
34%
it.
of organizations actually believe they're getting to that state.
And there are a lot of things that stand in
Okay,
the
they
way.
say it's fixed
The
now
data
on the
chaos
Slack
is
channel.
the ever-growing,
Okay.
and ever speeding up amount of data that is coming at us.
Unless you want to keep
The
accessibility,
lack
but
of
Yeah,
data
let's,
skills so that everyone can actually use data that's in front
yeah,
of
let's
them.
do that actually.
The ability to get data cultures into every organization so you can really use that data. And of course, getting the right data tools in everyone's hands. And now is the time for data. Because we live in an ever-changing world. It's changing so fast and unpredictably. And data is the answer on how to navigate that world. But if we're going to do that, we have to close that gap. This is why we
almost
need
100 people tuning in.
everywhere for
Yeah.
everyone. And that's what we're going to talk about
It's
today.
incredible.
And as we look at all the work ahead of us to do that, we have a superpower, Salesforce. The last time we were together here in Vegas, we were announcing Tableau's acquisition.
Corey is here.
Whenever I'm asked
Corey,
about the
hello.
combination of Salesforce and Tableau, I say the same thing. It's like chocolate and
Absolutely
peanut
hello.
on their own, spectacular. Together, spectacular squared. I mean, think about it. The leader in analytics joining together with the #1 customer relationship management platform. It's almost too good to be true.
Interesting.
And think about the communities that are involved. We have our 1 million strong data.
Paul Hunt thinks you're a much better co-host, Andre.
Salesforce brings an even larger trailblazer community to the party.
Love it.
We're thrilled to be bringing.
We're doing a giveaway later, Paul.
But this relationship goes well beyond our amazing community. It goes well beyond our amazing technologies. The key to this relationship is shared values. That's what makes the combination so special. Everything Salesforce does is guided by values.
I think it would be
products and customers.
it would be
It's
tough
essential.
for Mark to get away with
Commitment to
starting the
customer
keynote without
success,
mentioning Salesforce.
innovation,
Just in
equality,
response to the comment from Twitch.
sustainability. We could
So
not
someone
be more
mentions that we
aligned in what
should
we
stop
do.
talking,
For
but this is
23
a
years,
live reaction
Salesforce
feed.
lived
If you want to
by the
see the
idea that
feed
data
without
is
us,
the
then
greatest
go
commodity
to
we see.
tc22.tableau.com.
You see that
Exactly.
in their actions.
Yeah.
Over $500 million in grants. Add to that the Tableau Foundation and our Data for Good, $100 million in grants. 6.7 million volunteer hours by Salesforce employees. Over 50,000 organizations that are doing good in the world with Salesforce software. Shared values are a great foundation for any relationship. But when we thought about the product potential of these two companies coming together, that's when we got really excited. When Tableau joined Salesforce, everything
This is a hard
overnight got
pitch.
bigger, faster, and more powerful.
Hard pitch.
Start with the Salesforce Customer 360. Salesforce built its business on the idea that nothing is more valuable.
I think my biggest critique with all of this stuff
It's
is
a
that
sacred relationship.
if you use Salesforce,
Keeping great
this
customer
maybe
relationships today
is true.
harder
I
than
don't know.
ever. There's more
But
competition. There's
if you don't use
higher customer
Salesforce, I don't
expectations.
think Salesforce 360 is helping you at all. If
360,
anything, it's
teams
probably
unite
getting in the
around
way
the
of the features you want to see,
Across
because a lot of
sales,
effort's getting
service,
put
marketing.
into integration technologies
Connect with
between the
customers
two
in whole new
platforms.
ways with the
Yeah, what I typically hope is that when they build out the capabilities and the APIs to connect to all of these different Salesforce components, that they also make those
sales opportunities,
available to developers.
marketing campaigns.
If we think about the Slack integration, it would be great to then be able to
If
create a
nothing
Teams
is more
integration
valuable
or
than
a
customers, then
well,
data about
Convo
them
integration.
is the most
Yeah.
priceless asset business can
Exactly.
have. And every one of those Customer 360 clouds is a gold mine of customers.
Why are we talking?
Tableau lets you unlock, see, understand.
Sorry, Darius.
that data.
It's a reaction
Drive
live
your
stream, so
business
that's why we're
with a
talking.
single source of truth. Together, we can solve problems in
The
new
normal
ways.
Salesforce components don't work properly.
Zero
Ah,
integration
okay,
with
yeah.
a powerful analytics platform built
Yeah,
on
it's been a bit of a rocky integration
Built on
period at the
top of that,
moment,
solutions
of
like
moving
revenue intelligence
Tableau,
bring
but
you
also
deep
Slack and MuleSoft into the
understanding of your sales
ecosystem.
pipeline.
To be
Salesforce's
frank, I don't
cloud native
think
platform provides
we're going to see a
single
full
source of truth
integration.
about your customers.
Salesforce is just still going to consider them as separate products.
Data with the Tableau connector to the CDP. And with those insights, of course, you want to take action. That's why we've connected Tableau to Salesforce Flow with Tableau Actions. All right, so today we're going to talk
No
about
applause.
data everywhere for everyone through 3 amazing
We have some special effects though.
We're going to start with Jetblue.
We'll wait.
Faster time to value and pushing its sustainability goals. We're going to talk about Standard Chartered Bank. They're here to talk about the value of building a data culture and how we can make work matter. And we'll share an inspiring story from Feeding America that shows the power to do more with data. So let's get started.
So first, customer session, right?
Quickly. The trick to
Yeah, so we'll see some product announcements later when Francois comes on stage.
Yeah, exactly. So typically Tableau have customers come on and essentially support the message that they're trying to get across over the conference. And you know, they work closely with those customers. Obviously, there's a little bit of collaboration in terms of what they say and stuff like that. But those customers typically do sort of align with Tableau's ethos for that conference, if that makes sense.
Start their analytics journey in the cloud.
Yeah.
Because they know the cloud is the fastest way to get value.
If you do want to switch to the other one, I'm just checking out these because the audio on this one is a bit low.
Absolutely thrilled.
The other one is better, right?
Tableau Online
Yeah.
is now Tableau Cloud.
Tableau Cloud. Oh,
Way.
fact.
Is available today, and we've got some exciting.
I've muted it for the thing. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
We've got more than 100+ accelerators that will be available on the Tableau Exchange. Soon you'll be able to and soon you'll be able to.
Can you go to full screen?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just switching it over. Okay.
Can plug in their data into pre-built dashboards and be up and running with value immediately.
There we go. That's a bit better.
For large enterprise customers.
Okay, so we're now announcing Tableau Cloud. So Tableau Online is going to be renamed to Tableau Cloud.
Advanced management capabilities. This will provide richer data preparation, better governance, tighter security, and easier ways to share. We want to make it easier for everyone to collaborate. So we're going to put data right at the center of every conversation by joining together Tableau Cloud and Slack into an enterprise bundle. To help kick off Tableau Cloud, we're also excited to announce an extended trial program.
Cool.
We're also expanding our strategic partnership with Snowflake.
Can you move our icons over?
We'll make these
we're hiding the announcement.
In the next few weeks.
Put it back where we were before.
I want to share a story from a Tableau Cloud customer. And it's hard to imagine a better customer to share experience from the cloud than Jetblue. Jetblue is using Tableau Cloud to get better speed and value.
Get off the stage, Mark. Jetblue can't wait for you to finish.
Everyone has to fly. Everyone has to commute. Everyone has to, travel for business. But we want our customers to love flying JetBlue.
We want air travel to feel exciting.
Airlines are this incredibly complex system. You have a lot of moving pieces and a lot of variables.
One of the challenges with an industry as complex as ours is there is no lack or shortage of data.
You have data coming off the aircraft, you have data coming off the flight planning system, you have data coming off the fueling truck, coming out of the cockpit, coming out of the airport.
We have data coming out of our ears.
Data is everywhere.
To always have your eyes everywhere you need them to be.
Tableau Cloud has been tremendous for us. When you can see and understand your data, you start seeing and understanding your problems.
It allows our leaders to have greater visibility. Decisions come faster and communication flow is quicker.
In my role, to have a bird's eye view of a variety of different metrics around the business and to help me know where I need to focus, it's really incredibly important.
We can help lead the way to a lower carbon future of aviation, but it starts from very real action and commitment from ourselves.
Take fuel consumption, for example. It's a problem for every airline.
When we use less fuel, we save money as a company, but that is also great for the environment, and we run a more sustainable airline.
Wait,
so
an airline is talking about the environment
We've been able
here.
to use Tableau Cloud to develop a set of fuel dashboards that have given us so many
Should have led with this.
Now we can identify
Exactly,
which flights are
that's a
blocking
good one,
out
Jesse.
fuel, and we can really start addressing the problem.
The data itself just opens up so many doors.
Lower latency
The
connections.
e-commerce dashboard helps me understand what our booking rates are, what our conversion rates
pretty
are.
cool, though.
I can see the trends. I can compare them to 30 days
It's a nice
ago.
dashboard.
It's definitely made a difference to our bottom line.
And he used Tableau
I see
Online
Tableau
or
unlocking a
Tableau
huge
Cloud on
amount of
mobile as
data
well.
for the entire organization.
It gives us insights that we haven't had before,
Whilst
and it
on the
also
fly,
allows us to offer this new level of transparency.
This is really going to change the game in Jetblue and upskill everybody. How do you put a price on that? That is like priceless to me as a person who tries to run a data organization.
We are definitely on our own cloud transformation journey, and we're really just scratching the surface.
Good stuff. There we go.
Woo!
Wow, it's so amazing to see the impact Tableau Cloud is having at JetBlue. Now, to walk through some of the exciting new features in Tableau Cloud,
There he is.
please welcome Alex Caldwell-Wedman.
Oh,
Okay. So this is not Devs on stage yet, or is it?
No,
Is it?
not yet. No.
It might be. It might just be happening.
Thanks, Mark. I'm Alex. I'm a director of product, and I'm super excited to share with you today how easy it is to get started with Tableau Cloud. Tableau Cloud is the best of Tableau, fully hosted in the cloud. It allows your teams to share data and to collaborate, and it's always up to date on the latest version of Tableau, so you're going to get access to the latest and greatest innovations as soon as they're available. And you can get up and running in minutes. Like you just heard from JetBlue, getting started with Tableau Cloud is incredibly easy.
Wow.
In fact, I'm going to show you how right now with accelerators. Accelerators accelerate your time to value with pre-built dashboards. In Tableau Cloud, we have accelerators for your most common data sources, such as Salesforce, Eloqua, Marketo, and more. And
Data sources I have never
we
used.
have hundreds of additional accelerators in the exchange. Rapidly build out robust dashboards tailored to your use case.
I've been quite
and
critical of
your
accelerators.
industry.
There are a few that were
Accelerators
built
are incredibly easy to use.
a long time ago.
All you have to do
that were
is
really
download
good.
them and go. Making
The
it
ones
easy
they
to go
added
from an
in the last few
accelerator
months
to a
haven't
fully
been great,
built-out dashboard
but the
in
community
Tableau Cloud
ones look
using
pretty
your
good. The
own
ones the
data
community are making
in
look pretty
moments.
solid.
Yeah.
But that's not all. Tableau Cloud is a great way to share data securely with your teams and with your
Keep in mind, these
authenticated
accelerators
customers.
can be used also if you have
But
Tableau
what if I
server.
want to share data
Yeah,
externally
exactly.
with the public?
Just download them.
What if I want
plug
to
your
share
data
it with
in,
the
and
world?
off you go.
Well, Tableau Cloud is helping with that too, with the ability to share publicly.
Ooh. I think I know
So
what
this is really cool, though. I know what this is.
Yeah.
JetBlue shared how invested they are in championing sustainability.
Andre and I have to be careful.
Using
we
their
don't
data
give away
from Net Zero Cloud
more than we know.
and the environmental, social, and governance impact accelerator that we looked at earlier, they were able to easily create this dashboard so that they can share their environmental impact data. And they want to share it with their customers, their shareholders, and the public.
Yeah,
so
public.
let's take a look and make sure that this dashboard is ready
That's
to go.
interesting.
And it looks good. And now we're going to confirm that we're ready to share it with the public. And embedding my dashboards with Tableau Cloud is easy and intuitive. I'm even given the code that I need to embed this on my public-facing site.
It's amazing.
And I can embed it anywhere I want. It could be a portal, it could be a website, it could be a wiki. JetBlue is using Salesforce Experience Cloud. So let's take a look.
Who isn't,
Here,
right?
JetBlue has shared out their environmental impact dashboard, and they've also added information about how their customers can use their True Blue points to make charitable donations, in case they're looking for even more ways to give back. You've just seen how Tableau Cloud makes it easy to create, share, and embed your dashboards. But it's not just about
these sessions will be available
it's
after the
also
conference.
scaled for enterprise. To tell you more, I'd like to introduce my partner in crime and the person who approves my expense reports, Kitty Chu.
Great content.
Someone didn't get the holiday.
Thanks, Alex.
To Ravi's point, it's
I'm
not
Kitty
on
Chu, Vice President
on-prem.
of Product,
On-prem
and
won't
I'm
get that
so
feature. I don't
excited
think.
to be
It's
here
online
today.
only.
You just heard from Alex about how it's how quickly anyone can get started in Tableau Cloud. But when you have more people, when you have more data, and when you have more insights, you need the fastest and most secure way to bring all those moving parts together. We are making it easy for administrators to manage Tableau Cloud at enterprise scale with better security, more compliance, and better governance. Customers have been asking us for the ability to have sites in Tableau Cloud so that they can manage security and content more easily. Well, we listened, and I'm thrilled to be introducing multi-site management for Tableau Cloud.
Woo, woo, woo. Effect.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's not working. I think I killed it
Here,
when the audio channel
imagine
switched
that
over.
I'm the administrator for Jetblue's Tableau Cloud deployment.
So
Right
this is
from the
for
Tableau Cloud homepage, I can
for
navigate
what
to
Tableau
manage
Online
sites.
customers have wanted for
And
years
I'm
now.
taken to a summary view of all the sites in my Tableau Cloud
Yeah,
deployment.
that's pretty cool.
Tableau adoption has been really taking
I'd be interested in
off.
the licensing.
In fact, my suppliers team
model
has
around
just
it.
reached out to me, and they're interested in onboarding to Tableau. With Tableau Cloud, sites are your easy button for governance. And due
Interesting.
to the nature of supplier contracts, I want to create a new dedicated site for them.
Okay.
Well, I can do that right
For a
from
lot
this
of
experience.
embedding
I just
use
type in the
cases,
name
this
of
is
the
super
site,
useful.
And
Yeah.
I select a location. I can pick from any
Site-specific
region
regions.
globally.
Woo!
But since my suppliers are
That
based
is
out
very
of the
good.
East Coast,
This
That
is
is
for
very
embedding
good.
so good. This
That is
beats
And
on-prem,
just like
right?
that, I was able
With
to
the
create a new
sharing
site
features,
in my
yes.
Tableau Cloud.
100%.
Nice.
that
We
just
also
that just
recognize that
just
trust
literally
is
knocked on-prem out the park
Tableau Cloud.
because that's like
it
the
is.
number one thing
All your content
people
in
ask
Tableau
for
Cloud
on-prem
is
to deploy in
automatically
different
encrypted.
regions.
Tableau
However,
Cloud
some
is where it's at.
customers want an extra level
They're
of
probably
control
using the
when it comes to
AWS
managing
backbone for
how
that.
their data is encrypted.
Hopefully.
Let's look at how we set this up for the new supplier site that I just created.
Love it.
Here, I navigated to the site settings page, and I see that there's an option to enable extract encryption.
Nice.
With just a few clicks, I've now enabled an extra layer of security for all extracts on the
That's
site.
pretty good.
And once the encryption key is created, I have full control as an administrator over managing and rotating this encryption key. Customer-managed encryption keys and more will be part of our new advanced management offering coming
This is
later
a new
this
offering.
year.
Oh, here we
And
go.
so they rebranded server management into this new advanced thing.
But wait, there's more. As an administrator,
I was going to
it's
say,
so
that was not
important
the
for
point
me
to get
be able to
enthusiastic
see and
about.
understand data about how Tableau is being used in my organization, so I can help drive adoption or diagnose issues. With Tableau Server, administrators have access to the Postgres repository, which gives them all the metadata about
Yeah,
how
this is
Tableau
cool.
Server is being used, so they can understand Tableau Server performance.
Yeah.
Well, with Tableau Cloud, we are providing you that same data via Admin Insights. Admin Insights comes with every Tableau Cloud site. It is a set of published data sources and a starter workbook.
You have to enable it though.
This is Tableau on Tableau. We are using Tableau to understand the usage of your Tableau deployment. Let's drill in and take a look.
Yeah, you
Here,
have to enable
I
it. It doesn't
see
come
an at-a-glance view of the
switched on
overall
out of the
health
box.
of my Tableau
and
Cloud
most people
site.
forget to do it.
I can
so.
see that most of my seats are assigned, and I've still got plenty of space to
That's
grow.
a
So things are
beefy
looking pretty
online
healthy.
deployment there.
But what I'm really interested
probably
in
their
is
own one, right?
understanding adoption.
1,500
What views
seats.
are people on my site accessing?
It's called
so let's drill
Alpo,
in.
I think. Their own
Here,
one.
I see
Oh,
the
okay.
traffic to my site. Interesting. I see that there was a spike in traffic on April 24th, and I'm curious what's been
Someone
driving
wants to
that
share their
traffic.
dashboards on
Let's dig in and
MySpace.
take a look.
I think the 90s
It
called.
looks like it's coming from the Jetblue ESG dashboard that Alex just published. It must be the environmental and social governance impact dashboard that she shared publicly, and it's really taking off.
Interesting.
You know what? I'm going to have to invite Alex to our next JetBlue internal user groups meeting so she can share her best practices and tips and tricks.
Nice.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Always is.
All these
Always.
dashboards are built on published data sources,
Published
which
data
means you
sources.
can customize and explore this data however you want. And we are continuously expanding admin insights with more dashboards
admin insights
and
is a
data
published data
sources
source to
so
your
you
server.
can answer
Yeah,
more
exactly.
questions.
And it refreshes
Tableau Cloud
daily,
administrators will now have the tools and
It's
data
a
they need
beefy setup because it's
fully
Tableau
manage,
Online. I've
secure,
seen larger
and
Tableau
govern
server
their
deployments.
Tableau
of course.
Cloud deployment
Of
at
course.
enterprise scale.
Yeah.
Back to you, Mark.
Woo! Fist bump.
Ooh, fist bump.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex and Kitty.
You can tell we're out of COVID.
Great
Fist
stuff.
bumps are back.
So we've shown you how you can move faster. Now let's talk about how we can make data make work matter.
Make work matter.
CEOs and others are really concerned today about attracting and retaining talent. Over the last couple of years, we've been examining the work that we do and why we do it. People want their work to matter. They want it to have meaning. And data can certainly help us figure out what a good employee experience looks like. But we have to realize that data doesn't just point us toward the answer. Data is the answer. In fact, almost 80% of employees said that they'd be more likely to stick around if their company offers data training. Because think about what you're really offering. It's not just data skills. You're fostering creativity.
Would you
You're helping
stay with the company?
everyone grow and learn
That's a
and
really
grow in their
interesting
jobs.
question.
You're giving people an opportunity to take an active
I'd love
role
to see the
in
source
what
for
they
that.
do.
I'd love to
The
see
future
source.
of work is data-driven.
Oh, this is the
Teaching
future
data
work. Okay, this
skills
is probably
is
some
key to
Slack
helping
integrations we're
everyone
getting now.
to be fulfilled in what they do every day.
Training.
Now, let's hear
Data
from a
training.
Tableau customer that's established a truly inspiring data culture.
I think that's
One
what
that
this
has
is about.
revolutionized how the company uses and interacts with data.
I think the Tableau blueprint will come up.
Standard Chartered Bank is a global financial leader that has more than 87,000 employees. Its executive director and chief product owner has been driving what he calls their YouTube for data. It's gotten more than 3 million views. Here, all the way from Singapore,
it's pretty
please
impressive.
welcome
Nice.
Sandeep Biswa.
Boom. I wonder what the hosting cost for that's like.
Yeah.
Awesome.
3 million views. That's serious.
Thank you so much
Handshake.
for being with us here today, Sandeep. Thanks for coming all the long way, and I hope that you've gotten used to the Vegas time zone by now.
Yeah.
So, welcome to TC. So let's lead this off by talk a little bit about what data means to Standard Chartered and why it's important to the bank.
Thank you so much, Mark, for the welcome. Such an honor and pleasure to be here at TC22.
It's probably not just Tableau as well.
Before
It's
I
probably
answer the
Power BI
question,
as
I would
well.
say Tableau Conference is one of the most meaningful
Someone in the
for
Slack
data
channel
people.
has a
It is a
T-shirt
big
that
enabler
says,
and
"We
accelerator, and one
Tablowed
can
your
go ahead
Tableau, so
by
you
1
can
or
do
2
more
years just by
Tablowing."
getting this C-Day win. I have benefited a lot from the past, but learning from other customers of Tableau and from experts and best practices. So it's a great event and such a pleasure to be here. Now, coming to the question, there's a popular phrase, data is the new oil. But I would say
Oh, there it is.
data is water and oxygen. It is very critical for businesses to survive and thrive. It helps to make better decisions faster. It helps to understand the past and predict the future. Now, if I talk about Standard Chartered Bank, it is in our DNA. It is like bank manages a lot of risk, credit risk, operational risk, fraud risk.
Yeah.
So it is a critical enabler for doing data like risk management. It helps in business development and client experience.
The key.
It also helps in improving our productivity. It is enabling our sustainability and net zero objectives as well. And it is a critical enabler for overall performance management of the bank. Yeah. And we have gone a step ahead. We are giving analytics to our clients as well so that they can succeed. We are providing them working capital analytics and all of that. So it's really important for Standard Chartered Bank. It accelerates business outcomes.
But the thing, the critique I have there is
improving our,
every organization says that.
Environment.
The key thing is
Yeah.
how. Like,
Awesome. Thanks for that. I
like, what are you
love that
doing
line
that
that
says
data is
it's
like air
succeeding?
and water. It's so much better for a
Yeah,
sustainable
measuring
future than
success is
oil.
very difficult.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how did you build a data platform and a data practice to meet all those goals?
Yeah.
There we go. Come on,
That's a great
tell us.
question. Like as I just explained, why data is critical.
It
for
won't.
the
They
bank.
won't say.
Now, the
It's a
question
USP,
is
but let's
how
try.
to make it simple accessible to all at scale and speed so that everyone in the organization can make better decisions faster. So we built up our analytics platform on Tableau.
Okay, of course.
We
with
rolled it
Tableau.
out across geographies and multiple functions. We scaled it from 100 users to 10,000 users in 4 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Is it on Tableau Cloud?
One of the most important thing was around democratizing analytics.
Exactly, Jesse.
We wanted to give it in the
How
hands
does
of
Tableau
people
Yeah. Tableau's role in it.
who understand businesses, who understand processes. So we did a lot of work on data literacy and data skills. And the platform is like a YouTube of analytics, where people can come and create content, like analytics content, publish it, and people can consume content as well, right?
Okay.
So data is growing exponentially, and you need a platform.
I should give him a call.
Basically grow as well. And you need to think like a YouTube kind of a platform. So Tableau, for us, it's very simple to use, and it has clearly lowered the bars to analytics, right? And people have benefited a lot from this, this whole upskilling program. People have changed roles as well. So now,
No, they haven't left,
in the last
hopefully.
4 years,
80%
we've
needs to
built more than
stay.
1,000+ dashboards. And
Yeah.
everything, anything is available on our platform today. So
Interesting.
That's awesome. It's amazing to hear how you've scaled, and obviously it resonates with the audience. It's something
kind
for
of
us
a
all to
platform.
strive for. So as we've talked about this, you've said the solution is inside the box. Maybe you want to explain what that means.
Thanks, Mark. I would like to reiterate the solution is inside the box. So the context is like we constantly hear that we don't have enough data people. We don't have data people, engineers in the organization. But if you look in the organization, we have thousands of people who are passionate, who have business expertise, who are eager to learn.
This is a fair statement, but
So
I
the
don't think
question
he's
is
saying how.
how to make our people the data people. The solution is inside the box. We have people in the organization, right? So I would like to recommend that empower your workforce with data skills. Don't stop at that. Give them tools like Tableau, which has lowered the bar.
He's just
for
talking
entry.
about culture. This is just the
And giving
culture.
analytics
There's nothing.
tools in the hands
there's
of
no
the end
feature
users
here.
is going to be enormously beneficial.
No, so he's,
for,
the question is
the organization.
is he talking about Tableau Public? He's just
awesome,
talking
Tim.
about their
Thank you
Tableau
so
deployment
much for
in
joining
his
us
company.
today.
Thanks, Mark.
And how they scaled. If there was only a tool that can show us how
I'm here for
how
next
you
2
can
3 days, so
display
if you want to
scale,
have a
right?
chat, I'm available as well. So
Because it would be
Awesome.
great to see like
Enjoy
user
your
numbers
time here at
increase,
Tennessee.
number of
Thank
training
you.
sessions you've run,
All right.
all those things.
Thank you so much to him. It's such a good example of the difference that strong data culture can make.
Yeah,
And another great reminder why it's so important
I
that
am
every
not sold
employee
on that
has
whole
data
segment.
skills.
I'm sorry.
Now, 6 months ago, we announced our pledge. to
So many
teach data skills to
organizations
10 million
make that
people
pledge.
Well,
in
this is
5
what they
years.
said, 10 million, right?
This was both our commitment to
that's not a
bridge the
lot.
data literacy gap and a call to action for everyone who believes in the power of data. The response has been overwhelming. 39 universities have joined us.
Okay.
Partners like Snowflake, Pathstream, and Coursera have committed time and resources. You can feel the momentum building. If you want to
They
join
shout
us,
nice,
come to the Data
comment
Village
there.
and
Silent.
It's a stream.
everywhere and for everyone. Awesome. Now next, to talk about how to do more with data, please
going
welcome our
slower
Chief
now.
Product Officer, Francois Ajenstat.
Here we go.
Woo!
Change in
Hello,
pace.
TC. It is so great to be here. I have missed this so much, and I've missed you so much more. It kind of, believe it or not, this is actually my 11th Tableau conference.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. And it kind of blows my mind to think how far we've come together.
Yeah.
You know, this entire data family, we've achieved so much together. Not only is this the time for data, it's the time for all of us. And the data revolution is on. And every single one of us, every single one of you, you have a front row seat to this revolution. So let's think back to the earliest days of the revolution and the earliest days of Tableau. Data was an underground thing. Only a very small number of people were using data. But those who did, they absolutely loved it. And when Tableau arrived, it sparked a movement. And a little community with a shared passion took shape. Data was punk rock. It was the Clash, the Ramones, the Sex Pistols.
Where did Andre go?
And the community that formed around data, that's all of you. Our punk rock data rock stars. Oh, yeah. Now, when we started Tableau, our goal was to get data in front of as many people as possible because we knew that data deserved a bigger audience. So what did we do? We took data out of the underground, we took it out of the dark little clubs, and we put it on the biggest stages in the world. And now, I mean, look around you. Look at where we are. Tableau Conference, it's a rock concert. There's literally a rock band right over there. Punk rock has arrived, and this is our time. This is the time for data.
Francois really knows how to sort of rev people up, right?
Uh-oh.
And the thing is, he's just making this up while he's on stage, right?
Yeah, he's ad-libbing here.
For 15-year-old Francois. That's really me. And somebody's going to have to figure out why those cow slippers. No freaking clue. But for 15-year-old Francois, I was a punk-loving kid who, more than anything in the world, I wanted to be a rock star.
Good work.
Well, right now, this is a dream come true. I'm now a data rock star.
Yeah.
And we're on this giant stage surrounded by my fellow rock stars. So thank you. And together,
I think Francois is really
we're
bringing
making incredible music.
What's the word? He's
And
sort of bringing the
together,
traditional community
we're
back in
using
here.
data
during the keynote
to
anyway.
build a better world.
The corporate messages didn't
And
quite land, I don't
seeing
think.
how
in my
customers
opinion.
like you are using data to make a difference, well, that's what motivates us every day. It's
Someone
why
in
we
the
can
Slack
start
says,
innovating. It's why we build more capabilities in our product.
They
to
prefer
help
the
you.
use of
Because
the word
impact
data
you
informed
have
instead of
with data is
data driven.
truly
So you're actually being informed by data rather than
driven.
everything you do is driven by it, right? Because not
love
everyone
hearing how
spends their whole life in Tableau. They're just
career.
being informed by Tableau, and then
Yeah.
they move on
Your
to the next task.
organizations
Yeah.
And has changed our
That's a
community.
really good sort of nuance. as
Data
well.
is truly a force for good. And to show you that impact, I want to share a customer story that's close to my heart. Feeding America. Roll a video, please.
Yeah. 100% agree. Francois.
These stories are actually quite cool always.
Feeding America has an aspiration where every single person has access to the foods that they prefer and the foods that they need in order to live rich, full lives.
There is hunger in every single county in the United States, even the ones that you think are the wealthiest. There are folks that are in need of charitable food assistance. We're a network of 200 food banks, and those food banks work with a network of 60,000 partner agencies. We were using data that was a lot more static at the time, data that we were collecting quarterly or annually. The access to real-time data about the people that we're serving, it allows us to act in more real time to meet their needs.
Previous methods of tracking the number of people we were serving each month
that a drive-through
is
food
really
bank? Wow.
archaic
It
and
looks
old
like it,
school
yeah.
way. Spreadsheets,
It's really sad.
things of that nature.
Very depressing.
Yeah.
First, we need to understand where are our neighbors who are facing hunger
But,
so
you
that
know,
we can
it's
be
also
in the
super
communities to
innovative,
serve
right?
them.
Like,
We need to know what kinds of foods do
sort of
they want
contrast to
and need
drive-through
in their daily
McDonald's
lives, and
versus
are those the kinds of
something
foods
like
that we
that.
can
It's
provide?
such a huge problem
We
all
can
around
bring
the
those
world,
two
not
data
just-
sets together to say
not
where
just
are
in,
we
like,
distributing the
Western
food, what
countries
kind of food
either,
are we
you know,
distributing,
food
and who are the people
food
that are
distribution,
receiving
just
that
still haven't
food.
figured it out.
That really starts to tell a much more comprehensive picture about what food banks and their networks really do. And that's the kind of thing that we're able to do with that daily data, is make it more real and then react in real time.
What is beautiful about a partnership like the partnership that we have with Tableau is that it helps us to understand more deeply what it is that people do prefer. It helps us to understand what people need. It helps us to understand whom it is that we're serving all at once. Feeding America is here to build a movement, to catalyze a movement, to inspire this country to decide that food insecurity here is unacceptable. Data is helping us to do that.
See, that message landed with me, I think. That was such a much better message.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't that amazing? I
Yeah.
mean, that's such powerful stuff, and it shows really the impact can have on our communities and the people all around us.
Yeah.
And today we're
They just take
honored and
decisions
privileged
with
to have
data.
Feeding America's
They don't
Chief
want to
Operating
become like
Officer,
super data
Katie
driven. They
Fitzgerald.
just want to
Katie, come on
make
up.
a real use case of that.
Exactly.
There she is.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is that? A high five again?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's great to be with all of you. It's fun listening to you.
Yeah, turn
guys
that
sing.
down.
Well, hey, Katie, I mean,
The
that
mic
video
is really
incredible.
dialed in.
You guys are going through a massive data transformation. Tell us a little bit about where you guys are and what you're doing.
Yeah, I can illustrate for you all how impactful the modernization of our data has been by asking you all to imagine what it would be like if you only had data on your customers every 4 years. Okay, this was our reality. We
not
relied
far
on
from
a
most banks.
quadrennial survey of people experiencing hunger across the country and used that and extrapolated from that for years. And now with our Client Service Insights platform, we have data in real time on a daily basis to understand what people facing hunger need and want in communities all across the country.
That's really awesome.
It's amazing.
This is actually where real time is very important,
Katie, as you've gone through this
which something
transformation,
Tableau
you're
has
also going
been
through a culture
not the
transformation.
best
Tell us a
at,
little
but
bit
it's
about the culture of
improving.
data at Feeding America.
Online might be able
Yeah,
to change
so
that, right?
we really
Yeah.
have to be thoughtful about how we bring a national network of 200 food banks and 60,000 community-based organizations along on this journey. And we did that by first building our platform with the people who are going to use it, nothing new to all of you, people who are working in food pantries and in soup kitchens and community-based organizations. And then we remove the barriers for their utilization of that platform. It's offered at no cost to them. Thank you to the Tableau Foundation and others. Yay.
Grandma, I agree with you on that.
And we provide grants and technical assistance to help them use it.
I'll start
And
that
the
comment. I'll
third
come back to it a
piece
little
is
later on.
really
'Cause I think
important,
there's
which
a
is
good point
making
there.
sure that data comes alive for them so that it's easy to see and understand. And again, the Tableau visualization makes that possible for people all across this country trying to do good.
Amazing, amazing. So what comes next? Where's data going at Feeding America?
Yeah, so we are in the throes of adoption, and we still have a lot of work to do. Like I said, we have a big network, and we cover every county in the United States, including Puerto Rico. So we're working really hard to make sure everyone is using this data. The second thing, though, is we can see already the power of predictive analytics for our ability to be able to anticipate where demand for food assistance may occur so we can get the right food to the right people at the right time.
I think these people have some breakout sessions as well during the conference, right?
Yep.
Because it would be good to actually see their product and see what they're doing.
Exactly.
And harnessing
But
the power of data to be able to connect.
I think it'll be a very
and see
similar story
where
to something
food
you've seen
insecurity
before.
is and how to get food there
The
is our
toughest
greatest
bit is the
unlock.
cultural bit.
I love
It's
it.
never really the
That's
solution.
really
The solution
fantastic.
is Tableau, of course. But it's how have they actually done it with people.
Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you have for this community and the leaders all around us?
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it. Make data easy to understand for us non-data people. Keep it understandable. Allow it to be visualized so that we can get it into the hands of people who are, so many of you working with people who are making a difference in this world. That has been the gift that you all have given us, and we're so much better for it.
Well, thank you
Amazing.
so much. Give it up for Katie Fitzgerald.
That was great.
Excellent.
That landed better with me. I don't know why.
Now, you know, when we hear stories like this, it's easy to see the difference that data can make. Yet, study after study after study have shown that less than 30% of people have access to data in BI technology.
Right.
Think about that. That means that more than 70% of people don't have access. 70%. That's crazy. That means that the majority of people around the world, they aren't hearing the music like you and I. So how do we reach them? How do we reach the other 70% of people? Well, one way is to make data speak the language of people. Now, most people, they don't speak data. And the thought of exploring data, that's just terrifying. So what do? They turn to somebody else. They call their fellow analyst, a data rock star, to do the analysis for them. And that person will have to go in and explore the data and pull out the insights every single time. Have you ever done a monthly business review? Basically what you're doing on behalf of the others. Now, for most analysts, that's a lot of work. That's tedious. It's time-consuming. Well, we want to simplify that. What if the software could write the story for you automatically and pull out those insights automatically?
I know where this is going.
And that way, people could be able to use your data more effectively and reach more people.
Caleb, I think what Francois means is that they don't have the means to interact with the data if they need it. So this is probably people that have been surveyed. So like, hey, do you have the right data to make decisions? And the answer is no.
Well, we think this is the next step in the data revolution. And it's what we've done with data stories for Tableau. Are you guys ready to see it?
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
all right, let's bring out Katie Hughes to see data stories.
Boom.
There she is.
There's a live band as well. It's pretty cool.
Thank you, Francois.
Like
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm another Katie. And I am so excited to show you how the power of storytelling will help you enable more data rock stars across your organization. Let me show you how.
Their mics
Imagine
are really
you're an analyst at
close to their
America.
mouth.
Your organization does incredible work across the country in the fight against hunger, and you want to show that off. However, even with a great dashboard like this, it's not always obvious to your stakeholders, and sometimes even you, what's important. Now, with data stories, all you need to do is drag and drop, choose the worksheet you want to better understand, confirm the data is all pulling in correctly, choose the story, and voila. You automatically have an approachable story so that any user can understand the so what behind their data. Without a single click, a user can quickly and easily see that the increase in the number of meals distributed over the last quarter was driven by Minnesota, New York, and Pennsylvania. Yeah. And the increase in Minnesota specifically was pretty significant at 31%. Now, as I focus to understand the trend over the past year,
so
you will see
Ravi is asking about the load. This is a basically a Tableau extension, I think, because this is after an acquisition they've done about a year ago, I think. Was it Narrative Science that they acquired?
Do they have enough food to meet the
and I have a
needs of their
feeling this might be either, I'm not sure where it's hosted, this extension, but it might be on your Tableau server or somewhere else.
To ensure our Minnesota team is equipped to help the food banks match supply with demand.
We'll talk more about this in a second.
Well, there's a sound we all know and love.
Slack.
I thought that was my Slack.
Alerted
Yeah, I was confused as well. I was like, hey, I turned all the notifications off.
And this was all directly in my Tableau dashboard. Just think how long this would have taken me without data stories. Spoiler alert, it's many, many hours. I've tried. But zooming back out, even though the stories are built automatically, they're
Sam is
also
super excited for this.
customizable. So I, as an analyst, can
Yeah,
go
Craig
into the
made a
settings
good comment here
and
about.
alter how
So
the
what you
story
can't do at the
communicates
moment is communicate between
change the verbosity
the
based on my
actual
audience,
component that is being dragged in.
change the number
For
formatting
example,
based
when
on
you
my
click on total
organization's
number of meals,
preferences.
and that it then starts filtering the rest of your
I can
dashboard. That
tailor
would be
which
great.
analyses
Like,
are included and update the
Um,
confidence interval when
That's
relevant.
yeah. That would also be
Finally,
good
I can
training
alter the
for something
display,
like Ask Data, right?
changing the
If you
default
can
colors
show
for
that, then
highlighting
people are more
good
likely
and bad
to
changes,
write those kinds of sentences in
or
Ask Data.
bumping up the font in case you find yourself presenting in front of thousands like I
yeah,
am
so
right
Ravi's talking about like some formats. You can set some
now
formatting here.
streamline the communication of data insights via automatic,
Yeah, it's definitely in
dynamic,
Power BI
and
as well.
customizable stories that meet
But
all
that's a
of your
Microsoft product.
accessibility requirements
There
and
we
look
go.
great on mobile.
It's probably
What did
why
I
it's
tell
here.
you? It looks really good, right?
Oh,
So
mobile
even
as
when
well.
I'm on the go and traveling, which
For
all of us
accessibility,
are
this is
doing
quite
more
nice,
so
though,
now,
if you think about it.
I
There's
can
a
explore and get
Yeah, it'd be
value
interesting
from
to
my
see
data,
how screen
all
readers
from my
get
phone.
access
exactly,
to that. But
exactly.
it's a web component, so it should be
Just
fine.
think how many new data rock stars there will be.
That's probably the biggest
And we won't have to wait long. Data Stories is already
value
available in
add
beta
terms
in
of, like,
Tableau Cloud and
feature
will
set
be
for
available in
accessibility.
server later this year.
It's going to bring that right up.
And this
I'm always
is
skeptical
only
about
our
this kind of
first
stuff, though,
step
because
toward a
Wait,
reimagined
did you hear the
consumption
announcement?
experience created for business people.
just wait a sec.
This is automated data storytelling, and this is the future. Back to you, Francois.
I think she said it's now in Tableau Cloud and will be for Tableau on-prem, so Tableau server a little bit
Amazing
later.
job, Katie.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Pretty cool? Yeah. It does feel like a magic trick when you see that story come alive. It is so cool. And it's another great example of how Tableau is making it easier for everyone to just rock with their data. You know, that's what Tableau has always done. For years, we've put a guitar in every data rock star's hand. And we've made it easy for everyone to just play. But you can only do so much with a guitar. If you want to add dimension, if you want to have bigger sound, you need more instruments. You need a bass. You need drums. You need a keyboard and effect pedals and a wall of amplifiers.
Astro, there he is.
Now,
well, there they
when you're
are.
talking about
even.
data, adding more instruments means adding more sophistication. You need to understand concepts around statistics.
They are now
Or
talking
Python.
about features.
No.
AI, machine learning.
Yeah.
You need to know
Talking about
languages
features
like
now.
R and Python. You need to program a lot of stuff. Well, that's not for everyone. It's for the specialists. It's for the few. It's time-consuming and it's complicated. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, it's exactly what Tableau did 18 years ago when we were founded. So what did we do back then? We reimagined the whole analytics
Created
experience.
Python and R
Tableau
integrations.
made the complex simple. We brought data to the people, and we made it easy. So that got us thinking, can we do the same thing with advanced analytics? Could we do to data science what Tableau did to BI? Well, so we started talking to customers. We talked to customers that were going through the data science process, and a pattern emerged. We found that the same thing was followed over and over again, the same steps. First, you connect to your data. Then you wrangle your data. You prepare it to make it just ready for analysis. Then you build some models and find the right models for your data. And then you visualize it. And then you refine that cycle over and over again. Well, that's when it hit us. We're actually kind of almost there. With Tableau, today, you can connect to over 100 different data sources right out of the box. We have incredible data prep capabilities with Tableau Prep, so you can wrangle your data together, filter it, pivot it, and get it just right for analysis. And we have the best visual analytics tool in the world, so you can see and understand that data. There's just one missing piece of the puzzle: the ability to build models. Well, that's changing today. We're introducing Model Builder for Tableau.
So this feels like I think we saw this
With
at last
Model
conference.
Builder, we're bringing predictive analytics to
Yeah.
Tableau.
We did see this at last conference.
Predictive analytics,
It's fully
yeah.
integrated. So you can build models as easily as you can build a workbook or a prep flow. And it leverages all of the amazing work you've already built in Tableau. Your data connections, your security.
This is coming
your
from
governance. Model Builder is built on top of Salesforce's Einstein AI platform. Oh yeah, somebody's excited over there. Einstein today generates more than 152 billion predictions per day.
Yeah, I thought this was Salesforce.
Think about that, 152 billion predictions. And it's part of every Salesforce cloud. So now we're bringing the power of Einstein and we're putting it right into Tableau and right into Model Builder. So you get that power too.
Okay.
And Model Builder is part of our broader portfolio around business science. So along with scenario planning, Einstein discovery, now domain experts can finally apply advanced analysis to even more problems. And more importantly, you can make better decisions faster. Essentially, this is data science for business users. So here, to show how it works, give it up for Bobby Brill.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Thank you, Francois. I'm Bobby, a product manager at Salesforce, focused on bringing Einstein into Tableau.
Ah, there you go.
Einstein empowers businesses to make smarter decisions.
He spelt it
powered
out.
by
I like
data.
that.
Yeah.
We heard from Feeding America about their vision of an America where no one is hungry. That may mean connecting certain folks with services that go beyond just food banks. By looking at the millions of neighbors the Feeding America network has served in the past, machine learning can be used to determine those that are most likely to benefit from a service referral. Well, thanks to Tableau Model Builder, powered by Einstein Discovery, the Feeding America network analysts can solve this machine learning problem using clicks, not code, and without
Clicks,
ever
not
leaving
code. Oh,
Tableau.
jeez.
Predictive
That's a
models
t-shirt
are
somewhere.
now native.
Clicks,
to
not
Tableau.
code, yeah.
I can create a predictive model just like I can create other assets.
Let me
Let me show you how this works.
Yeah, this is what I want to see.
I'll start by connecting to a published Tableau data source. Because Tableau Prep is built into the flow, I can further clean and filter my data.
Okay.
Then I'll choose the field I want to predict. I'll choose my goal, and I'll choose my modeling algorithm.
I hope there is a whole bunch of education around
I was
this.
just about to say this.
And
Yeah.
just like that, Tableau and Einstein are working together behind the scenes to build.
Well, it's a clean interface, so there must be some space for kind of educational content around the different
And
models.
when the model completes, I get guidance on how I should proceed. I can see how well this model can classify data. I can even see how my data is impacting my predictions. I can improve my model performance. I can follow a list of data alerts that guide me in
Super
updating my model so I can avoid common machine learning problems like multi-collinearity and data leakage.
If it's coaching you, that might be sort of like
When I'm done examining my model,
a way of doing it as
ready
well.
to publish it.
Yeah, and in another tool called Ultrix, you have that kind of assisted element, so it walks you through a wizard.
And click deploy. So now my model is live in Tableau. But the real value of this model is when I connect it to my data.
Okay.
So my analysts can consume the predictions and make smarter decisions. Because this is all done in Tableau.
The other thing is that the model's specific
all
to
native, no other
specific
integrations are
data
needed.
sources. So this is not.
Let me show you how to add this to a workbook.
I'd love to know how it works with something like a virtual
Choose my
connection.
workbook.
Right?
Choose the dashboard I want the predictions to show up. Choose a worksheet where there's data that
So
powers
how do
my
we
predictions.
deploy this? So that's probably the last step on the left-hand
Map the
side.
fields for my
Deploying is
predictive model
kind of
to my
important.
worksheet.
Will this run on your Tableau
Some
Online
settings and click
sorry,
done.
Tableau Cloud Cluster or?
Now let's see what that looks like.
This is an online-only feature.
Here on the right,
100%.
I have the Einstein Predictions dashboard extension, where I get real-time predictions on
Okay,
the fly. This allows this allows my Feeding America network analysts to better understand the average likelihood of benefiting from referrals nationwide. And I can further drill into my data. And my predictions update on the fly. But I built this predictive model to make smarter actions. My business wants to prioritize the neighbors with the highest likelihood of benefiting
And this is
from
a
a
fair
service referral.
comment. It is a new user interface.
Wouldn't it be awesome if I can connect
Tableau
this with the
Business
amazing
Science.
power of the business automation built on Salesforce? Well, thanks to Tableau Actions and Salesforce Flow, I can do just that. With the click of a button, I can pass data from this viz directly into any Salesforce flow. And this allows my businesses to make smarter decisions. That's how Feeding America goes from insight to action.
Someone in the Slack channel says, this isn't what Einstein would have imagined or would have wanted. Do you know that Salesforce actually pays quite a lot of money for the brand Einstein every year?
Modeling what-if scenarios, examining expected outcomes, and comparing results. Well, thanks to Tableau Scenario Planner, we're aiming to make this problem a whole lot easier. With Scenario Planner, building scenarios is easy, visual, and interactive. I can create what-if simulations, and I can compare results. Let's see how Feeding America's disaster relief team.
Yeah, that's actually quite good to see how Feeding America can use
provide
this.
food and emergency
An actual
assistance to
use case,
communities
yeah.
in the
Yeah,
event
use
of a
case,
disaster. Could use this tool to simulate some scenarios around the potential impact of a California wildfire.
I wonder, was this demoed at Trailblazer DX? That's my
Scenario
question.
Planner
Because
starts by
that, to
establishing
me,
a
seems like the
baseline.
audience that would be
I've
excited.
already uploaded 2 years of historical data
Well,
to
they
better
say
understand
not
these
code,
key
but
calculated
clicks.
outcomes. Daily meals not provided by
Yeah,
donations,
so
and
Trailblazer is very much
potential
focused on
people impacted
developers.
by the
so-
disaster.
I guess.
Yeah.
I can connect my data with parameters that let me make quick what-if adjustments on the
Well,
fly.
to be honest, I see some really nice UI elements which can also go into
that
Tableau
automatically
Desktop.
copies
Like
the
it would be
baseline,
great to
and
have
then
like
all I
that
need
range
to do
filter
is
that we
set
have on the
my
left-hand
parameter
side,
values.
right?
Yeah. That will
And
come
there's
in
bits
web
of
interface,
Einstein sprinkled in
100%.
as well.
Yeah.
Einstein will help with scenario suggestions. And thanks to explained data, I can better understand the reasons why a scenario deviates from
Oh,
the
that's
baseline.
embedded as well.
Then all I need to do is share this with my team in Slack, and then they can better understand the trade-offs. With
Share
products
it
like
in
Scenario
Slack.
Planner and Model Builder,
Okay, now we only
Tableau
need
is
MuleSoft
empowering the
integration and
business
the
domain
360 is
experts
complete.
to solve more challenging data problems with the help of a little Einstein. Back to you, Francois.
Yeah, it's.
I think they should have put some music in here. They should have put some music
right. Thank you, Bobby.
In between
Amazing
them, yeah.
job.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot today. Model Builder,
Interesting.
data stories, new advances for Tableau Cloud.
Oh, there's
I know
one
we're hitting
little
you with a lot.
cloud
I can't
left.
wait to see how you're going to take these capabilities and put them to action for your organizations. But we're not done. We've got more for you. Do you guys want more?
Yeah.
One more thing.
Do you want more? Now we're talking. All right. Well, Tableau's in-house band is here. We call them the Devs on Stage.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
And they have come here to rock.
All right, here we go.
You guys ready to
Finally.
see them?
This is
All
good.
right, let's get them out
So
here.
maybe we're now getting like a quick fire round of new features.
To be honest, we really need it at this rate.
Yeah.
She's the heartbeat. It's Samantha Kwok.
Okay, four seats, so we're getting plenty of product managers here.
Nice. All right. On base, holding down the low end. He's in the pocket. He's bringing the rumble. He is John Wong Lam.
Woo! There he is. He played air guitar, like air guitar when he was younger, I
And
think.
finally,
Nice.
shredding on the lead guitar, he's Dev's own Eddie Van Hendricks. The one, the only, Nathan Manheimer.
Yeah.
Does he has a pineapple in his hand?
Nathan, take it away.
Yeah.
The pineapple is here.
Love it.
All right, thank you, Francois.
That one's short. Oh, no, that's
Good morning,
Francois' seat,
everyone.
of course.
My name's Nathan.
No.
I'm a product director here at Tableau. You may recognize me from such features as Devs on Stage last year. Well, this year, I'm back to show you some of the magic that we're building into Tableau's data layer. You can't make bricks without clay, and you can't tell incredible visual analytics stories without a solid data foundation. Let's take a look. So here, I've got a data set of my organization's operations. We have some fact tables that cover our planning and our actual expenditures.
Data model.
I know what we're seeing here.
Dimensions like date.
I've seen a demo of this before.
But in today's data model, when I want to actually compare our actual outlays to the budget, I have to choose a single dimension to relate them on.
You have the table extension on the bottom left, if you saw that.
Means that if I wanted to get really deep, I might have to write some complex analytical SQL or even create multiple different data sources.
Oh, this could be
slices of those questions.
what Power BI has, where you can link multiple tables,
here
right?
today, shared dimensions.
Oh,
That
yes.
problem is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay.
Shared dimensions is going to allow you to take multiple fact tables and relate them together with multiple shared dimensions. This means that I can explore sophisticated data sources like SAP or even Salesforce, drag and drop easy.
Salesforce
I
would
can build
absolutely
a single
need
data
this.
model
Oh my
that answers
word.
all kinds of questions and share it up, scale it across my entire organization. Means I can go in, take, say, our budget, break it down by a dimension like date, and another department, and then take our actual expenditures and compare them just like any other data in Tableau. Sometimes, though, the challenge isn't so much working with a sophisticated data source, it's actually even getting to that data at all. All across the internet, there are APIs and sources that allow us to pull down information that helps us understand the way the world's working up to the minute. Well, we've had the web data connector in Tableau for a while, but setting one up has meant servers and infrastructure and handing out those URLs to your consumers, and that slows you down.
I'm not sure. I didn't see.
With our next feature today, the Web Data Connector 3.0, adding new connectors to Tableau is as easy
Web
as
Data
clicking apply
3.0.
in the
I've seen that one before.
You've seen this. You
Connectors show
you
up
saw
like
it live on
any
stage,
other.
right?
I see a quick Web Data connector. I have
It's really cool.
S3 for AWS and even a Twitter connector. And the best part,
By Salesforce.
connectors now
Interesting.
run locally. So, no more URL. I'm ready to go
Yeah.
right here.
We
Nice.
demoed this at Trailblazer.
Nice. You built that connector, right?
And since we're looking at
Trailblazer.
Twitter,
I didn't build it, no. But
Tableau.
I think
Someone did.
someone did, yeah.
I have some tweets here, and I recognize some familiar names from the community. I see Fee Gordon, Ken Flerledge, Cesar Pico, and we really appreciate that you're talking about Tableau and maybe even saying this is the best devs on stage ever. But I'm curious, what are you actually saying? I have the text of these tweets here. But I want to get into it. I want to get a little deeper. I could maybe write some string calcs, see number of tweets per day. I could even bring in a Python or R calc and do some sentiment. But if I want to go deeper, if I want to really restructure the data and answer questions like, what are the topics that are being mentioned? How frequently do they occur? I'd have to step outside Tableau and maybe go into R or Python and really manipulate, reshape the data, and then bring it back in.
Okay.
And that would slow down my flow of analysis. Well, with our last feature here today, one that I have to say is very close to my heart. We're bringing the power of R, Python, and predictive analytics from Einstein Discovery right to the core of Tableau's data model.
Interesting.
Or the new table extension.
Yeah.
With table extensions, I can bring out a new object into my
Good
model
name.
that works just like any
So
other.
you can shift
and I
and
drag in
data
the
in and
query.
out.
So I'm going to take in some of those tweets. Tableau's
So yeah, there you go,
formatting
from your
just
web
like
data
any other,
connector.
But I can put a script right into this object, make it bigger or even blow it up full screen, and paste this in. So this is Python code that's going to pull the data that Tableau is
Where is it
querying
running,
and
right?
allow me
So
to
you do an
transform it,
extension on
reshape
top of
it,
the
store it
data.
with predictions, do
Right, but
anything
where
I
is
want.
the
And the best part
extension
is
running the Python
it's
code?
live.
on your own Python server.
It said it was running on local host, so he has a separate server.
Analytics extension, right?
But as new data comes in, as I make changes,
It's probably
to
using
parameters,
Tab
as the
Pi.
data source refreshes, it will update in real time.
If you're on Tableau Online, where's that running? That was going to be my next question.
Well, the thing is that web data connectors will soon be running on Tableau Cloud as well. So I think they will be there.
Managed,
the thing is that with regular dashboard extensions, they have figured out how to sandbox them. So I think we will see something sandboxed here as well.
This is the power of R, Python, APIs, Einstein Discovery, right in Tableau's data model, and it opens up a world of possibility. And we've seen some really cool features here today that are going to turbocharge what you can do with data in Tableau. And honestly, I can't wait to see the kinds of really innovative, exciting things.
It's bringing a bit more of that sort of data science, or is it really data science? Not really. This is more sort of data.
You can do anything here.
Right?
So we saw it really quickly, but Nathan pasted in some code to do like sentiment analysis.
Yeah,
it's kind of the typical thing you do on tweets. But you could do data transformation here if you want to. Or you could call like maybe an API. I don't know.
Right.
Well, thank you, Nathan, and hello, TC.
Hello.
Woo! Hi, my name is Samantha Kwok. I'm Vice President of Product Development. In my role, I get a ton of data-driven questions from across the company on many different topics. And it can be extremely time-consuming to clean and prep the data even before analysis. So I'm always looking for ways to make that process more efficient and empower people to answer questions themselves without needing to come to me. Let me show you how our team is making that even easier with the latest innovations in Tableau Prep and Ask Data using this data set on electric vehicle sales. Each record is a sales transaction.
Okay.
Now, how often have you wanted to retain the order of the records in your data?
Oh, this is a 2022
I would need to
feature.
leave the workflow, add a new column with the row number,
this is in
and
preview
come
right
back
now.
to do analysis. Now, I simply insert the row number and create it as a new field in just 3 clicks.
Yay, finally.
Now the next
It's like a row idea, right?
Yeah, it's just a
when
row
I brought in
counter.
this data, it didn't have values for each row, and I want to fill in the missing
We
values.
clap for those kinds of things.
Again, in just 3 clicks, I can insert, select fill, create it as a new field, and Tableau Prep has automatically filled in all of the
but
numbers using the previous value.
that only works if you have specific data types, right? With dates, it will know it.
Numbers and dates.
Yeah.
Now there's just one more thing I need to do to prep this
So
data.
that's a multi-row formula for those that have been using Ultrix.
Yeah, the interface for those
I could create
look like a slight tweak on what we've already got. It's not new necessarily, if that makes sense. You could already fill dates with numbers and rows. 2 versions.
Multi-row calculations
Here we go.
directly in Tableau Prep.
Here we go. Where's Carl when you need him?
I simply click on sales,
Dr. Prepper himself. Carl, if you're on stream, I expect you to smash the comments
direct and interactive.
with enthusiasm.
I can see that moving sum is selected by default, and selecting each value shows me a preview.
Oh, running sum. Oh my god. Can you believe
Wait,
it?
you couldn't do this?
No, you couldn't do a running sum easily. No, you couldn't.
Oh, wow.
It's ridiculous. That's why I'm like this. I'm like, thank God. Now all the flows I have to go and fix
And I can also easily
coming back to me.
toggle between showing null and showing current value when I don't have enough
Moving average, running
Oh, but that's
sum.
actually quite cool. It's like the table calculations, basically.
Yeah. It shouldn't be a game changer, but it is. It is.
Yeah.
This is going to make
multi-row calculation
prep
has never been easier.
much, much more.
But how does it work? Because prep is running on a sample of your data.
Well, the same with row fill. It's always worked on a sample. I think the way it samples sort of fixes for that. But
For example, if
how have I solved that in the past? I think I've just pushed all the data through it because I want to see everything coming through.
Yeah, of course.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
I was actually interested in the average range, and that definitely does not look like an average number.
Ask data. Okay.
Now, we know not everyone speaks data.
Right.
Sometimes asking the right data question or even knowing where to begin can be challenging. That is why we're introducing Phrase Builder, which offers a guided workflow with
This is
visual
not new.
prompts
This is
and suggested actions.
2020
So now, when I click on
2.1.
electric rain,
That's all I'm
the
going to do in this
prompt will
stream.
select the aggregation
Call
method,
out the stuff
and I
that's
want to
already
go
been
with
released.
Now that's looking a lot more like what I was expecting.
What the thing with
Phrase builder
Ask
works
Data
across
is that it's, for me, it's natural language, so I should see someone type this in,
yeah,
but she's clicking, which you can do with normal Tableau. So for me, Ask Data should literally be like that you type stuff in, you get some answers, and then you continue your analysis after, or you share that with someone.
I think
It should be for quick ad hoc things.
I think you're right, but the problem is that people didn't know what to ask, so this is sort of prompting you to click your way through building the question, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
And natural language.
And I think it's an important step because for those people who aren't data sort of savvy, knowing what to ask. I don't mean the question, I'm talking about the average, the sum broken down by category, that kind of stuff is really hard to kind of think of.
Phrase recommendations. It provides you with suggestions based on how other people have asked questions on the same data.
Right.
Let's try one of the suggestions and break this down by make. Cool. It looks like Tesla has consistently been the leader for having the best average range. With the new Ask Data's phrase builder and phrase recommendation, you have even more options and flexibility to explore data. And the best part, Phrase Builder is already part of the 22.1 release, and
go.
Phrase Recommendation will be available later this year. Thank you.
Good stuff.
With that, I'd love to introduce you to our next dev on stage, John.
Multirow for Prep is huge, absolutely huge.
Hey everyone, my name is John, and I'm a dev here at Tableau. I don't know about you, the last couple years,
Nerd dance
we've
coming
been
in.
getting a
Nice
lot of new
t-shirt.
hires. And in this era of remote work, it's hard to know what team someone is on or where someone is located. So,
Oh, I think we lost the noise.
No, it comes
Sound.
back. The
Oh.
stream
help solve this. It's all fine
pauses,
and
then
dandy,
skips, and
except
catches up.
the new hires, they keep on asking, how do I use this dashboard? Has anyone ever been asked that question before?
Yep.
Or maybe you're the ones asking it. I've made a wiki, even a how-to video to help explain all this, but they're not able to find it. And the questions just keep on coming. If only there was something at this conference that could help make this better. But wait, what's that sound? Is that a little TC excitement I hear? Woo! Okay, there it is. What if everything a user needed to get familiar with the dashboard was in one
Ooh,
place?
This looks familiar.
A place where they could understand the context of a dashboard, or what a field means, or whether the data can be trusted or not.
I like this feature.
Well, imagine no more. Introducing the data orientation pane.
Yeah.
Now, I can easily include helpful
This is
information for my users
such a good feature.
right in the dashboard. I can add a description, links to external resources, like my
Andre
how-to
should be
video.
joining us again in a bit.
We get a list of data sources and which fields are being used.
Absolutely.
And we can also see any interesting outlier marks, which is being powered by Tableau's Ask Data. Nice.
Sorry, my feet
What else
keeps
can
on
this feature
dropping.
do?
No worries, it's fine.
If I select a viz,
So
we get this applied filter section that tells me at a glance how the filters I've selected are affecting the viz that we're
this is
seeing.
very good.
Woo!
Yeah, more people should be excited about this.
Guys, ask for
100%.
Further down, we have this
I
data
know, we
summary
know
area
what you're talking
that
about.
shows me things like how many records there are, or how the
Good
data
work.
is being pre-filtered on the viz. So, no more guessing. We can see which marks are being applied at every level in one
Really
place.
good.
And
Nice.
cherry on top, if I select a mark, like Francois, we get all this insight tailored at the mark level too.
Yes. Come on, people.
There you
That's
have it.
that's
That's the power of the data orientation pane.
I think they're not that.
Now,
I don't think there's that
users
many
have the
people in the
resources they
audience.
need
It's literally
right
like
next to the
maybe
dashboard
400 or
that they're looking
500 or something.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. Well, that's a wrap, and we'll see you guys at the next TC. Oh,
There's more.
what's that? You guys want
One more
more? Woo!
He's carrying
this dashboard is good,
the character well.
but it's missing something. Pictures. I want to see people's faces. Has your work colleague ever used a profile picture that's not of them? Or even worse, the default Slack profile picture? We're in the era of remote work. Text and bar charts only take us so far. But adding images in Tableau is harder than it should be. We've heard from so many of you on the Tableau idea forums, and it's a pain to do this for things like product catalogs or employee listings, using things like custom
Will
shapes or
Smith
action
slap in the
URL hacks
finale.
to bring your images in one by one.
Love it.
And if you want to keep your images updated, well, good luck, because you got to do that work all over again.
Oh, with shapes, right? Yeah.
But look over here. I have this profile image field that contains links to everyone's lovely mugs. With one click, I can drag this onto my viz and
an image data
Image
type.
links. Oh
you've just
my
witnessed
word.
Tableau's image roll feature.
That is, oh
Give it
wow.
up for the devs.
In FMCG, that is huge.
Now
that is huge.
I can easily include. Well, now you can just bring in your field of image links, and bam, dynamically rendered images in Tableau. It's finally here.
That is really good. That is really good.
There you
that
have
is
it,
a
folks.
definite
The data
clap from me.
orientation pane and image roles are two new features that Tableau is bringing you to help people better see and understand their data.
That is.
Thank you very much. And
When?
this time,
When?
back to
Yeah,
you,
when?
Francois.
That's a good point. When?
All right, I hope you like that. The keynote, this is it. Now, have an amazing Tableau conference.
That was really
We have
good.
incredible
That was a
great
good
conferences.
final note. That was a
Go
good
attend
final
the
note.
Yeah,
session.
it's good that the
Go to
Devs
the
on stage is
Data
at the
Village.
end.
Check out Hannah Fry's keynote. Join us for Data Night Out tomorrow night. Lace up your shoes. Show up at the crack of dawn tomorrow. I'm actually running. It's almost the first. And most of all, let's turn data to 11
Yes.
and let's rock out together.
Yeah.
Have a great Tableau conference.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll turn this down.
Well, what did everyone think? I think some people were quite excited about these latest features, I think.
Yeah. So that final one is huge for fast-moving consumer goods. Anyone who works in retail, anyone who works in gaming, anyone who works in any sort of digital asset where it helps to see the product alongside the data, that is a stellar thing. That and Multirow from Prep as well. Two really good features. So let's. Oh, there's a little bit of.
Oh, what is this?
But hold on. There's a little bit of after part. This is new. Let's see.
You can see people at the back. They walk out of the keynote.
Data Village. Maybe you'll say data at the end of this. We just finished the
Data
keynote.
Village.
I was watching it just over here. It is freaking awesome. All the really cool announcements that were just made. So if you missed it, key highlights for you to remember. We've got Tableau Cloud, we've got data stories, and we've got model builder, which is really, really cool. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about all these really amazing announcements. And don't worry if you missed out. You can always catch up on it later. Some of the highlights for me from that as well, there was a performance, which was amazing. I definitely really want to rewatch that again.
Okay.
And we've also seen Francois rocking it out in a data punk rock situation where he had a whole guitar and everything. It was pretty hilarious.
It's pretty
and
good.
at the end of that, it was Devs on Stage, which is, as you heard from Ravi before, a community fan favorite. So
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed all of that, and I hope all of you did as well. But you know, you're probably wondering, what's with this data village? If you've never been to Tableau Conference before, I'm going to tell you all about it. So,
Cool.
Data Village,
That's
you
pretty
can
cool.
see around
Let's,
me. We're a bit early, but it's going to start filling up.
Let's turn down the volume.
Yeah, let's turn down the volume for this. And for
So
us.
the first one, the top one at the moment says, "Want to tell my company to drop Power BI?" Yes, you can, but also they have different purposes. So I would definitely try to incorporate both products.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Sophie says she's great. We agree.
Yeah, absolutely. So, gosh, overall, I think that was really, really good. The higher level message for me is the Salesforce stuff did not land. It felt like Mark's section of the keynote was a little bit of Tableau, but done in a Salesforce style, and I don't think it sort of landed as well as Francois' section, which brought the customer in, but really sort of painted a story. The piece about data rock stars, I think that's something we can all relate to. A lot of us, at least in the community, however you describe the community, have picked up Tableau through moments like what Francois was describing. So it's super, super useful. And then ending on devs on stage, I think, was really, really important, because I think some of those features are things we've sort of complained about for a while, low-hanging fruit, as it were. Multi-row calculations is one of those things that sort of separates Prep and Alteryx a little bit. So for people who use those tools, that sort of brings them closer. I don't think it makes them the same. It just brings them a little bit closer. There's more you can now do in Prep once that lands. We don't know when. So, yeah. And I'll always caveat by saying that everything shown at Keynote doesn't always end up in the product. So just because we saw it today doesn't mean it will end up in the product.
Well, it ends maybe in a different version, right? So some of the stuff that they showed now is kind of tweaked, and then you see it later on.
Exactly.
But no, I think this is some good features like Tableau Prep. Personally, I've not really used the product that much, but that's because I use other tools to prepare my data.
You're big on DBT, right?
And Alteryx, of course.
Yeah.
So maybe you should pick it up. The good thing, though, is that it nicely natively runs in the browser now in Tableau Server. So actually getting to prepping your data is a lot quicker than having to open up a desktop application.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Salesforce pitch call is saying the same. Salesforce pitch seemed to be selling to Tableau customers rather than selling Tableau to Salesforce customers.
Right. Yeah.
True.
That's about right. And they should have taken that to a Salesforce conference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This integration between the two products is something they still need to figure out. We are talking to mainly Tableau people here, right? So that's why people are like, "Hey, what's going on?" But yeah.
But the other interesting thing was, I think the customer, the choice of customer messaging. I think the one that landed was the food bank. The first two just, Jetblue was a good Tableau Cloud story. I was not sold at all by the standard Chartered sort of example. They didn't really say how. It was just, we do it. Here it is.
Yeah.
No statistics, no sort of evidence, no data behind it, right? And we're a data audience. We want to see the data behind that. So, yeah.
To me, the structure of this keynote was a bit. So Andy Cotgreave came on stage, but he didn't do anything, right? He was just, like,
he didn't
running
compare
around.
anything else. Yeah.
So he didn't do anything, and then we had Mark Nelson trying to chat to some customers, which is great. Customer chats are very important, but they've also at the back of those customer sessions of stories, they added new features. Mm-hmm. So it didn't feel like one complete keynote. It was more like, hey, we have some new features which we'll put at the end. So yeah, then to me it was a bit like unstructured, because maybe they wanted those 3 features that they mentioned about the model builder, for example, to be big. Mm-hmm. But it didn't land in the same way as for example, Devs on stage. If he shows something simple as, like, not simple, but as like, hey, add a row number to Tableau Prep, and everyone's like, yeah, we need this. This is going to improve my life tomorrow. Like, this is going to improve my work tomorrow. Whilst what we see with that model builder is like, hey, we really need to figure out how that works. Is that licensing? Like, all of those things, right?
Yeah.
So
there's a huge, I think it's a huge challenge for Tableau going forward, where I think its traditional customer is the author. That's the person who builds dashboards. They're pivoting a lot of their features away from that audience. They're trying to build a lot of AI, machine learning, storytelling capabilities to enable the non-author. And everyone in the audience is not that audience, right? The non-authors don't tune into conference. So I always worry when they sort of lead with those in conference, because of course, like, you know, I'm an author. Why would I get excited? I know how to do all this. I can answer my own questions. That's sort of what comes to mind. And then the other customer is like the Salesforce customer, who's supposed to get the value of Tableau, but maybe doesn't get it yet. And then vice versa. The Tableau user who maybe has access to Salesforce, who doesn't get the value of Salesforce. And then there's the other customer, which is the person who has both, but doesn't think they work well together.
Yeah. If you saw your poll, like your pie chart thing, right? One of the things that had the lowest amount of votes is around, was it like, I want to see features for dashboard consumers?
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that's definitely a thing. Like, this is a product conference. Like, people who use Tableau as such, they don't really go to those places. So yeah, as you can see, so features that make my life easier as a consumer only had 2 votes. So yeah, it might also be like where you drop this particular survey, of course, right? You drop this within the community. So
of course all the other features came up. Carl's asking a good question here. Desktop seemed very absent in this keynote. Was this a surprise? I don't think so. I don't think so for 2 reasons. I think all the demos were in the browser. That was sort of something that I noticed. They didn't open a desktop product whatsoever. I think that's a very deliberate play by Tableau to sort of get you thinking about the cloud and everything working in the browser and the cloud, because that's where they're heading. We didn't see any authoring features in desktop other than the data modeling features. The data modeling feature was the only thing, and that was a pretty important feature. But I think with desktop, it's quite a mature product. There's not much. Is it feature complete? I think you were talking about this, Andre. Is desktop close to being feature complete from Tableau's perspective? That's the key question I'm asking. Not do we think it's feature complete from Tableau's perspective? Is it close to being feature complete, and that's why we don't see much about it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
Again, like with the Salesforce acquisition, Salesforce was born in the cloud, right? Yeah. Whilst we as Tableau users have been using Tableau Desktop a lot, and then when we kind of ready with our dashboards, we publish it. So we're very used to publishing a finished state onto our users, even though there's some iteration, of course, happening. But now they're moving more and more to for example, Tableau Prep. I would not use the desktop product because I know, hey, if it runs on Tableau Online, Tableau Server, there's a lot more kind of power behind it. So I can use a better product in the browser. And I think that's why we should think about this. Like, they're not desktop features. They're like authoring features, like a desktop plus web edit. It's called authoring. So we should see those as new features.
I think the other thing I'm going to make a video about this at some point, but we should stop calling Tableau the company Tableau and just think of Tableau as a product, because I think when we say Tableau are going to do this, Tableau are going to do that, we're actually letting Salesforce get away with it. We need to start really appealing to Salesforce. We need to start talking like Salesforce customers and saying we're not happy with Salesforce's direction with Tableau. That's what we need to start saying for it to start to matter to Salesforce, generally speaking. And I think because we're so used to talking directly with Tableau product managers and developers and so on, it's just a habit that's going to take a while to get used to. But I think it's going to be a really important distinction going forward to make sure that we continue to push those features that we want to see.
Well, the things like when I went to Trailblazer, the conference a few weeks ago, and there were people from MuleSoft, from Slack, and from Salesforce. They were all kind of talking about the integration from tools that Salesforce acquired, say, 5 years ago, like Commerce Cloud, hasn't made it into like a real product integration. But we shouldn't see that as necessarily bad. We should start thinking about Salesforce not as a integrated platform, even though they want to talk about the 360. We should think Salesforce as a company who has kind of loosely connected tools, and highly specialist users can connect them. But very often you don't need to communicate, because not all MuleSoft customers are Tableau customers. Not all Slack customers are Salesforce customers. So as long as we recognize that that is not a problem, and we see it as more like an opportunity, then I think that's something we need to think about. I've dropped a link to the blog post from Francois, in which he kind of summarizes all the new features in the chat. So I'm not sure if you can drop this in the chat somewhere for everyone.
Yeah, I can do that too. Yeah. Let me do that.
So everyone that's still tuning in can see the blog post from Francois, in which they kind of summarize everything that's been announced today.
If I drop it in the chat, it's just going to appear as a really long link. But yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
It's posted to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. LinkedIn can't accept links. That's a pun. But yeah. That's a really interesting, really interesting to see how this goes. I think just looking at Carl's post here, feature complete, is it too complex? It takes so much training for people to be able to author good analytical content. Feature/functionality needs to become easier, and that would almost be new. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a different product entirely, right? Potentially where they're going with Ask Data, right? A different way of building dashboards that's a little bit more accessible to people. Maybe that's not desktop whatsoever. Another question here from comment. Do you know any Tableau developers who are clamoring for the modeling features, or is this something being pushed by Salesforce? I think what we saw today was the third rebranding of Einstein Analytics, right? And the first two times it didn't work for obvious reasons. We had to go to Salesforce with the first one. The second one, it was a very Salesforce-centric feature. It just didn't land. This time around, they gave us a Tableau feeling skin for the same functionality. I think when that feature comes out, I want to double check that I don't need a Salesforce account to use those features. Because if that is the case, then okay, maybe I think that's a much better integration. But I think the modeling aspects, people do ask for modeling capabilities in Tableau. It's not a common ask. It's quite a niche ask. It's probably as niche as something like better mapping capabilities. If you're still asking for that now, you're trying to get closer to something that's more specific for mapping, as a simple example. Data modeling, I think, is that kind of thing. It's not a mainstream feature, but it is an important kind of corner of the product. So it is needed. The people who are asking for it probably know exactly what they want, and they probably don't think anything we've seen today is good enough or advanced enough. So you're never going to win in that respect as well. Anyone else surprised that Tableau Accelerators was given such a place of prominence at the beginning of the keynote? I'm not surprised, no. The Tableau economy feels like one of those plays from Tableau that they really need to work for some reason. I can't place why, but
well, the thing with Salesforce is that Salesforce has this app exchange,
right?
Which so when Salesforce acquired Tableau, Mark Benioff was like, "Hey, how do you? What is your marketplace?
Yeah,
where can users put their content and for example share it with more users?" And then that wasn't really there. It didn't exist. We had the Tableau extensions gallery, which was very much for extensions, and you had like 15 little products in there. So it's now pushing more and more. They're called acceleraters, which I'm not sure if that's the right word, because as we all know, just call them templates.
Just keep it simple.
Because I'm not sure if they will accelerate your work. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Okay, someone's going to sleep. Well, good night.
Take care. Thank you for joining, by the way. Thank you for staying late.
Yeah, thank you for joining.
Staying involved. We're probably going to give it another 10 minutes, and then we ourselves will wrap up as well. And we'll be back tomorrow with live stream for Iron Viz, which is a little bit later than today's live stream, but it'll still be fun.
talking about Iron Viz, right? Do any of the new features that we saw today ever make it into Iron Viz?
So I'd even go back and say, did any of the features from the last year make it into Iron Viz?
Yeah.
Because that to me is like the real showcase of whether the desktop capabilities are sort of coming forward. So what will be interesting to see from tomorrow's Iron Viz is exactly that. Did anything in the last year's worth of releases help make that sort of jump go faster? Next year, I want to see that link image feature help do something incredible, right? Because if you have time to make assets ahead of time, like icons and stuff, and you can, drop them in an S3 bucket, create the links for them in advance, put that into your data model, and just build a data model that has all those links beautifully built in, and then just load them like that. Game changer, another game changer, right? Yep. That will be when people realize that feature is really, really cool. So yeah. Really interesting. I have mixed feelings. What would you give this keynote out of 10, Andre? Put you on the spot. I have a score.
The score
I'll ask you first.
out of 10.
Score out of 10. Yeah, we do out of 10, not out of 5. That's
well,
offense.
I'm already really excited that this is an in-person keynote that we can attend. So it'll definitely, I think a 7 or an 8.
7 or 8. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna give it a 6.5 because I think if you'd cut the keynote in 2 and then you'd done the devs on stage thing and the keynote separate, the keynote would have been even lower because I think it didn't hit the note with the community. It didn't hit the kind of energy that we're used to, if that makes sense, right? And I don't think it was anything to do with sort of the way it was sort of presented. It was just purely the messages just weren't landing, in my opinion.
Well, we don't know. So we didn't see how many people were in the crowd, right? We've been to Tableau conferences where I remember a Vegas one where we were sitting in like an arena where there's like thousands of people. Things like that land a lot better. Now what we saw at the front was like the fancy seats that were probably for some visionaries or some ambassadors, I think. But maybe there were like 400 or 500 people behind them.
Yeah.
So we don't know, right? So we can't, You
can't measure it based on how many people were there because how many people attend the conference doesn't really factor into this. It's just, did the keynote... assume there's no one in the room and you're just talking to people in general. Did the keynote hit the kind of levels that we used to at Tableau Conference in terms of trust and confidence? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm monitoring the Slack channel as well, which is very difficult because it's very spammy. But there isn't kind of an overall kind of positive feeling there. But again, the same as what we were kind of saying around the Salesforce messaging doesn't really land. But yeah, it's I think for me the most positive thing is that we're back in person.
Exactly.
Again.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to take anything away from the community aspect of it. I just want to look at them as distinct, separate things. Remember what I said. I want to critique Salesforce, not Tableau. This was the Salesforce keynote, in my opinion, and Salesforce were organizing this keynote. And if constraints are put on the keynote that it has to be done in a certain way that it doesn't land with us as Tableau users of the product, then I think it is where it is. So like I said, I'm not critiquing the delivery. The delivery was great as always. It's pretty tough, you know this, Andre. It's pretty tough to get on a stage in front of even 10 people. I struggle with that. Leave alone 400 or 500 people and absolutely nail a demo like everyone did, right? All the people with delivery was absolutely fantastic. I'm just talking about the key messages that they chose to sort of give out there. I think Salesforce could have done a better job of making those land with people. So
there's a good point. Roderick says, like, the conference was a bit rushed if they made it later in the year. So in September, there's going to be Dreamforce, which is Salesforce takeover of central downtown San Francisco. Which is where Tableau will be featured as well. And Francois has already mentioned that publicly on Twitter as well, that there will be some great announcements there. So I would definitely keep an eye on Dreamforce. I think it's September 22nd. Also, there will be some road shows. So I have a feeling that they're moving a lot of content into different conferences. So there's the road show in London next month, I think. And the month after that is in New York.
Yeah.
So they're spreading things out. So
I have another theory as well about this conference, which is I think we are being softened up for a move to Dreamforce, because I just can't get the stage set up, the whole just the whole orchestration of this felt very much like Salesforce. And I think that's semi-deliberate, but also it doesn't make sense to have the features and the conference at this time of year. I mean, right now we've also got the Alteryx conference going on. If you're an Alteryx user, you'll know the conference is going on. May doesn't sit in terms of the product development. That's not when typically things are coming out. Normally, the 2020, the third or the second release is normally the big hitter release, and then after that you have sort of the quieter releases, right?
Yeah, the thing though is that we've not had an in-person conference for a while, and a lot of other technology companies have announced, like there's Snowflake. Last week we had oh god, now I forgot the name. The one with Ask Data. They're only selling Ask Data. ThoughtSpot. Yeah, so they have their own conferences as well, and I think there was a little bit of pressure to host this this Tableau conference.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, well, we'll see.
No, Ask Data doesn't have a conference. Sorry, I meant like ThoughtSpot. I always compare ThoughtSpot with Ask Data, and I forgot about the name of the product. Sorry.
ThoughtSpot is basically Ask Data, like focused as the leading part of the product.
Yeah, ThoughtSpot, like I caught a little bit of what they did last week, and they announced like a new licensing model, but which is kind of cool. Thanks everyone for joining.
It's been pretty good. We've been going for 2.5 hours almost. My word, that is that really has flown by, but it's been super fun. We're back again tomorrow, so that will be interesting. Keep the comments coming in. Are we going to the sessions? Yes, we will tune into the sessions. I tend to do the American sessions, although depending on where you're watching, you're probably going to be either going to bed right now and watching the sessions in another time zone tomorrow, or watching them straight away now. So whatever sessions you're going to do that. I'll be doing other videos and live streams throughout the conference, just randomly, essentially. I did a Tableau public tour. I completely forgot to even do the visual effects, Andre. Oh my word.
We have not had any visual effects or sound effects.
The sound effects.
We need to
stopped
fix
working.
that for tomorrow.
The sound effects stopped working. I'm playing one now, and it's nothing is coming through. The visual effects will definitely have some for IronViz as well. So be sure to check that out. What is the secret of calculation in Tableau? I think we've had this question twice. There is no secret of calculations in Tableau. The key thing is just understanding how to do them and what the functions that you can put in a calculations work. And once you've done that, you're pretty much good to go. Tons of people do content on that as well, so I'm not going to go through that list, but yeah.
Order of operations. If you know the order of operations in Tableau, you know a lot.
Yeah, exactly. The other secret is just get your data prep done before you put it in Tableau.
No, we can model it now. We can model it now in Tableau.
I love it. I'm gonna give a specific shout out to you, Andre, because I think your resources are absolutely fantastic. Andre has an incredible website. I'm personally very jealous of Andre's website because it showcases pretty much what Andre does. He covers a lot of things, DBT, Snowflake, AWS, the whole lot, and you also make videos yourself on YouTube. So definitely go to Andre's website, check out everything that it does. It's all here, whether he's coding, teaching, writing, it's all really really good stuff. So I didn't want to end the stream without giving you a proper shout out as well.
Cool, thank you. Definitely be back tomorrow, of course.
Absolutely. So yeah, thank you. Wherever you joined in, I think what everyone did is they left LinkedIn and came to YouTube. That's
okay. LinkedIn is only till 6 o'clock, right? That's when you're working, and then afterwards you relax on YouTube.
You can have LinkedIn open at work, and then you can go home and watch it on Twitch or something. So either way, wherever you watch, thank you. I think we had about 100 people on YouTube and 50 or so more people spread across other platforms as well. So thank you very much. I'm going to call it a day there. Thank you for watching. You can add comments to the video once it's live on YouTube, so go there for everything if you need it. But yeah, thank you for joining us on Twitch. This is my second stream on Twitch, so amazing.
Cool.
So there you go. All right, take it easy,
Thanks,
everyone.
See you tomorrow.
End this now. Thank you. Take it easy, yeah?
Bye.